Hello, everybody. THL, welcome to Salty Saturday. Glad to have you here this evening. I am Donde. I am the guy who made you sit through 90-minute slog fest in the first series last night to get to the match you really wanted to see. And I am joined by a guy who celebrated the 10th anniversary of his engagement. Yesterday, was it, Dano?
A couple days
Couple
ago. A
days
couple
ago.
days ago. Yeah, and it was also the third anniversary of brain surgery, so it was kind of exciting day. So
And it's good to hear. Good to hear it was an important
yeah.
day and you had fun with it.
Yes, yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. I actually didn't realize neither of us realized it was the 10th anniversary of our engagement until we were scrolling through the back on this day thing and on our picture OneDrive thing. And it was on there. I was like, oh wow, cool. So brain surgery and engagement on this very day. So very cool.
Google knows, man. Google always knows.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a little
we
pretty
know
early.
who we are going to be seeing tonight, but we do not know what the outcome will be, of course, because THL is not rigged. You guys may say it is, but
Nope.
it's not. Markshire for A.E.O.N will be leading us off tonight against BillSnyder of Tap Last. That is a pro semifinals match, and then later we will be getting urmumked of Fourth and Inches versus Yellowdart of Dad Legend. That is the fourth match of the the legacy finals. I apologize. So both matches tonight, of course, Conquest, best of 5 with one ban. We see that the Hunters are already banned in the pro series. Let's take a look at the decks real quick because we have the advantage of that in pro series since the lists are open. I'll pull those up here on the screen so everybody can see. All right, there we are. And you can see on the left here, Markshire's decks, he has the Highlander Galacron Rogue. He has the Highlander Hunter, which is like the, the dragon version. Highlander Mage, just loving the Highlanders. And the Quest Druid. So we won't see the Hunter, of course, and we won't see the Highlander Hunter for BillSnyder either. We will see the Galacron Warrior. We will see a Highlander Mage, and we will see a Galacron Highlander Rogue. So pretty similar decks, pretty similar concept here. Anything jump out to you, Dano?
Well, I feel like there's a real big missed opportunity for both of them to bring Highlander Warrior and then just bring the full Highlander package. But no, actually, what kind of stuck to me was the dual Highlander Rogue bring. Just because I feel like Highlander Rogue can struggle in the mirror a little bit, and so I'm always kind of surprised that both decided to go kind of down that path.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a tempo-based deck where you want to draw your cards in the right order and ideally get to Galakron in semi-quick fashion. You do have fewer Galakron activators, so you kind of have to rely on the ones that you do have in the deck to show up at least somewhat on time. I will say for those who didn't see the match yesterday, I tried the Highlander Warrior thing. It didn't win, so not to say it won't for everyone else, but it went over once. So it is what it is. But yeah, I think this should be fairly even matchup. The big difference, of course, being the Druid for Markshire and the Warrior for BillSnyder. Warrior, the Galakron Warrior, not quite as potent without Leroy, but you can see the Korkron is in there, kind of gives you the Leroy effect, so to speak, of what it was trying to do with a finisher. Do you think that will be enough for that deck?
Yeah, a little surprised with the kind of splitting the difference between the one Frenzied Fellwing and then the one Korkron. So you're kind of really hoping to hit Korkron with Galakron if possible, but it really is just kind of like a Leroy replacement with just a single version of it. I kind of like double Korkron over a single Frenzied Fellwing simply because depending on when the Fellwing comes down, it can kind of be not a whole lot. Early in the game, it's an awesome card, but later on in the game, it's kind of a bummer in the draw. So
Sure.
uh be kind of curious to see how that works out for sure.
Yeah, we've seen that run in Dragon Hunter consistently now for weeks and weeks. And if you get that thing in the first 2 or 3 turns, alongside a hero power and hitting face one time, it just comes down for free. It's great, but like you said, you top deck that turn 8 or later, and you just sit there like, oh, cool, it's a 3/3. I don't really care that much.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely time dependent on when you want to see that. And let's go ahead and take a look at the matchup chart, since again, this being open list, we do have the advantage of an actual matchup chart being available to us. So let me show you that. Thanks CHS Replay for the numbers here. So we can take the Hunter out of the equation. So looking, the left is the decks for Markshire. The top is the decks for BillSnyder. So we've got Highlander Mage. It's got a couple coin flip matchups. Getting rid of that Highlander Hunter means it's basically 50-50 in most spots there. And then Quest Druid is possibly going to struggle a little bit. Kind of needs to hit its matchups well. And then Highlander, Galakron Rogue. As you mentioned, a lot of coin flips there. Not great, but the numbers aren't terrible enough that you could say like this is going to get crushed. It just needs to do pretty well to have a chance.
Yeah, but I think the Highlander Rogue is going to be interesting on both sides. Really, it looks like the Highlander Rogue is going to be kind of the struggle deck of both parties tonight, maybe. So I'll be kind of curious to see how that ends up working out. Though that Mage, I feel like it's better than that in the meta, but I also could be wrong, and maybe it's just kind of didn't match up well in these particular lineups. So I'm really going to be interested to see how that works out. So.
Yeah, we did not get to see Mage versus Mage or Mage versus anything last night in my match against CMAC because we both banned it, but we will get to see Mage tonight. Somebody's got to win with it to get through this series, so I guarantee you that a Mage will prevail at some point tonight. So I think we've talked this one enough. Why don't we tell the players that they're set to go and kick off match 1 of the evening. It should be, again, noted that A.E.O.N is down 8-3 right now to Taplast. So if Taplast wins, BillSnyder wins, the series is over. Markshire looking to get the W to extend it to Sunday, where we still have 2 more matches to go. So ideally, try to get out of Saturday alive. That's really all we're hoping for A.E.O.N tonight. I'm not biased at all, I promise. I will keep it professional, but I'm going to let them know that they are all set to go. And it will be Markshire on the bottom, BillSnyder on the top. All right, they are kicking it off. We will see shortly here who will be bringing what in game 1. And while we are waiting, BillSnyder said, "May you remember all the card names and never slip." I appreciate the vote of confidence and also the enthusiasm there. It's I guarantee that will happen at some point. A card will show up in a random effect that I just absolutely have not seen in forever, and I will call it the wrong thing, and that is just the way it's going to be, whether we like it or not.
Oh, I know very much what all the cards do. I do not know what any of them are called. I know stats and I know battle cries and effects. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's the important stuff. That's the important stuff you gotta know.
All right, here we go.
Had to get Markshire to turn spec on, board member by the way. And here we go.
Lunara versus Valir.
Watch
Rouge versus
the
Rouge.
forest fights back.
All right. Wow, what a draw for Markshire. He gets the quest on. I'm just kidding. Of course, we know that he's going to.
I was going to make the same joke. Well done.
You know we've been casting together too long. We start to do that. But BillSnyder has a little not heavy hand. He's got the Praise Galakron, nothing to use it on. Seal Fate will probably be kept. And we'll see if he uses the Mana Saber at all. There was a notorious game last night where CMAC held it, or he played it, and it just kind of stayed on board and died eventually without ever attacking, even through stealth. So it was like 6 turns or something like that. He's going to opt to keep, full keep up there. Markshire gets an Oasis Surger back instead. So easy turn 1 play, and we'll see what BillSnyder elects to do here to open the game.
And it's a double innervate in this Druid as well, so I'm a little surprised at the keep of the Oasis Surger.
Yeah, without the coin, I think maybe you dig real hard, but he's probably expecting the fact that the Oasis Surger can do a little bit of work on turn 5 when he does get it. Well, he won't get it on turn 5, it'll be turn 6 technically, right? Because right now he's 1 turn behind to get... Yeah, he's starting the quest now, so 2, 3, 4, and 5 will be the turns where he will progress the quest, and then on turn 6 he'll have the ability to play his first double choose 1 card.
And I imagine we'll just see Crystal Merchant here, and we'll move on.
pretty fantastic draw off the top there for Markshire. That's exactly what you want to see. And BillSnyder's playing a little slower. He doesn't really have many options in there. Opts not to use the coin, of course. Very valuable
Let's
resource for the
see.
rogue, so he'll just dagger up.
Maybe trying to figure out if he wants to put a 3-2 on board. Though I would imagine against Rogue, that's not something that you necessarily want to do.
Let's see.
Yeah, those are pretty much the two choices right now. I mean, he can obviously hero power, but that is blatantly not what you would like to do here when you have an option to play something from hand. But I do think the Crystal Merchant is most likely the right play. Just get the draw engine going. It will likely live at
Time
least
goes short.
one more turn after
Yeah.
this. I mean, Seal Fate in hand, I guess, would be the direct counter, which we probably will see from BillSnyder. But I think you still take the draw.
Whoa! Here comes the eagle.
He's going to play the Eagle. All right.
Imagine we'll see Seal Fate here.
Yeah, I don't think that really changes the plan for
Nope.
BillSnyder. It just gets it a
Nope.
little bit more value in regards to killing a bigger minion.
And kind of interesting because that's 2 cards lost there on the card draw, because after the quest is complete, that you draw the card and you get the 3-2 and you get the a little curious, but I'm not going to say there's nothing wrong with it. So
Yeah, I do think, you know, it's kind of a fine line you walk with the Quest Druid in terms of you want to play your Choose One cards obviously later once you complete the quest to get maximum value out of it, but sometimes not playing them early enough can actually lose you the game if you lose the board too quick, especially against an aggressive deck. But I don't think that necessarily was a spot right there where it was super needed. But, you know, now I guess maybe he says I was going to take Seal Fate out of play, force BillSnyder to use it, and now the Crystal Merchant guaranteed to live for at least the second turn. So I guess ultimately he does get extra draw out of the equation.
And maybe with the full keep by BillSnyder, he was thinking that Seal Face was definitely in hand. So opting just to kind of bait it out and try to get a little bit of extra card draw off of the Crystal Merchant. So
a little bit forward thinking. I definitely understand a little bit more now, seeing the play here coming down into turn 5. And you know, the Mana Saber, not a bad option for BillSnyder here, and he's going to have plenty of choices with what to do on the next turn. Markshire will finish the quest, however. He's going to play the Rising Winds to get the Eagle on board. He has the Nourish in hand now, thanks to the Worthy Expedition, so that makes the draw of the Eagle a little bit less crucial. And draws Floop. So he's got Floop in both Oasis Surgers, but no Flick Sky Shiv in hand for BillSnyder, and that is absolutely the best target in this matchup, is hitting an Oasis Surger, and if you can, also blasting a Floop out of hand. So, yeah, that's pretty good luck for Markshire to not have the direct counter in BillSnyder's hand yet.
Don't forget, I played many a Rouge, and they often always top deck exactly what they need. So
Isn't it the way? Isn't it the way? Draconic Lackey comes down for BillSnyder. He opts for the Marsh Drake, which has the summon a Poisonous Drake Slayer for your opponent, but can be negated quite a bit by the fact that you can just take it out with your dagger if you're the rogue, so that's perfectly fine. Markshire hard draws that second Nourish on turn 6, which, had he known, I'm sure he would not have taken the Nourish before the Expedition, but, you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah, so with Ysera in hand, I think it's okay just to go ahead and ramp up, and you're going to burn a card, but I think the 3 cards you draw and the 2 mana is better in the long run. So
I think he might be looking at a consideration of playing the Oasis Surger now, which lets him clear off the Escape Mana Saber and the Bone Wraith, but nope, he just decides to Nourish, like you said, and luckily for him, picks up the
Clear the hand anyways.
Yeah, clear that hand right out. Opts to Wrath on the Mana Saber, so you'll still get rid of the Mana Saber.
Nope, he got that.
And
Third
Nourish everywhere. I mean, not terrible. I suppose he can play the Nourish after Ysera, which will allow him to, you know, start churning through the deck and find those portals. With Ysera and Floop already in hand, That's potentially pretty strong, over the next 2 turns here. If he goes Ysera and then floop Ysera into a Nourish, could get out of hand pretty quick for BillSnyder.
Yeah, those are the hands that feel real good when you're playing the Quest Druid. And it's like, I'm doing exactly what I want to do. This is pretty great.
Now, Draconic Lackey offers Twilight Drake, but it also offered Dragon Queen and Alexstrasza. And we know Highlander Rogue's got Alexstrasza in deck, and there's little you would love more than to play 2 Alexstrazzas, but does he get to the point where that is a card he even has an option to play if he doesn't seize the board early enough? So it takes the Twilight Drake, gets a 4/9 down.
And with Rogue, it can be hard enough as is to clear enough hand size. So also could be thinking taking another 9-cost minion would just be pretty difficult anyways with
Absolutely.
hand size issues.
And down comes the Ysera as expected, and Markshire saw that same line that we did. That's it's going to be pretty tough to compete with over the next few turns here.
Yep.
Another big pickup for him is that Anubisats, because he can play the Ysera and the Nourish and have a guaranteed way to clear something out of his hand and not overdraw the turn afterwards. So big addition to the hand for Markshire.
And Shark back in the meta, which always surprises me. But boy, that card can just be bonkers in this deck.
It can absolutely take over games. And Dream Portal right off the top's a big draw. What will it be? Ooh, an Emrys. That's a huge draw.
Nice. It's a big all 8/8.
That is a big boy. So now Ysera, now he has the option of Starfall as well, if he would rather do that.
I think I like just go ahead. Start kind of getting through this board a little bit. And then also get Ysera down. Get all those in with all this card draw in your hand. I don't see why you wouldn't want to make a Rogue can't handle a wide board, and this is the best way to make a wide board.
Yeah, Ysera this turn puts now another 7 Dream Portals in deck, which is 13. So right now we're at 6 out of 19, so that would be 13 out of 26 cards in the deck, which is half the deck. Which means with 3 card draws, odds are that you're going to get 3 more minions of some random size. So, if you're playing the averages, you're going to have a board of 5 minions by the end of this turn. It might not be a bad idea as long as you feel like the Rogue cannot burst you down this turn. Though, we see 10 damage on board.
I'm going with I don't mind the Oasis Surge play at all here. Clean stuff up.
And somewhat advantageously, he's already used the Floop now, so even if the Sky Shiv does come down on the Oasis Surger, it will minimize the impact to the deck. So I don't think that's a terrible idea, and it still allows him to clear quite a bit and have control here.
Life and hope.
Yep, and playing on the back foot.
Zeraku the Warped. And Malagos.
4 free dragons is pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. So we've got Evasive Feywing, Malagos Aspect of Magic for free, of course, Zeraku the Warped, and Squall Hunter. So
these are
options
fine
galore.
dragons.
Options galore for Bill. He can do whatever he would like really right here. Squall Hunter comes down, and we're going to find out what Malagos will bring.
Oh,
Flame
yeah.
Strike. And Explosion or Polymorph or Tome. I would assume either one of the first two. Yeah, he's going to go Explosion. Now, the good news for Markshire is that he can't do it this turn. So Zeraku the Warp will also come down. Vendetta to clear 1 Surger. And now the board has swung back. A double Starfall hand.
Yeah, and I don't think there's going to be much of a problem here by Markshire with options really on how to clear this board up. So with Oasis Surge or double Starfall, swipe, and a rather good board himself to start with. So
I think the important thing to me is that he saw 2 unknown spells, 2 unknown mage spells, or boosted mage spells from Malagos go into hand, and he has to be aware that there is a good chance that something there is an AoE clear. He doesn't know that both of them are an AoE clear, of course. So overcommitting into this board is not something he would like to do if he can avoid it. So he's going to go ahead and double Starfall here, which I like that.
Yep.
Go ahead and clear off 4 minions immediately and use the rest of your minions to re-seize control and not overextend into the board. Definitely the right way, a good read to know that that was likely what was about to happen to you next turn.
Goes short.
Contemplating keeping the 2/4 up.
Shadow Step is a problem if that's something that ends up in hand here. It's not. Draws the Hench Clan Burglar. One of my favorite cards in the last year or so, by the way. Just a fun card.
Really good. Yeah, just well-designed card.
Yep,
It's just
good stats.
kind of a perfect card. With amazing card art, by the way, as well. I'm a big fan.
Can't go wrong with kobolds.
Nope, not at all. Is that the fence? Is the fence active or no?
The fence is active.
Not.
Yes, it is active.
Oh, yes, it is because of the flame strike,
Yeah,
right?
Flame Strike and Explosion count as
Yep.
mage spells, of course. So yes, they are active.
So
There's
many
also an active Zephyrs in hand.
Yes.
Which, you know, plenty of choices here. He's gonna go with Burglar first.
Not great.
Not the
really.
best options. Crystal Power will allow him to have a few choices, but Explosion. And pulls it back.
How much is this worth to you?
He's going to opt to heal using the Crystal Power and clear off the Anubisath.
Gotta leave up that 8/8.
Not great. Green Portal draw off the top for Markshire. Brings up, Matriarch, only one. You know, and I think Markshire, if he's expecting more board clears to be available, you don't want to go Dream Portal crazy right now. You just want enough on the board to be threatening, which, you know, maybe 1 or 2 a turn is totally fine, but he might just be looking for it here with Nourish, Hidden Oasis times 2, and swinging up nothing.
Just throwing all the spells. I don't mind the Steel Beetle or just an Oasis Surge to clear the board up a little bit and then push face. It's kind of what I would like to see, just to really.
I mean, alternatively, a swipe clears the board very easily.
Now, how about...
Swipe does a great job clearing the board. That is a good point. I didn't even actually notice it in the hand because it wasn't glowing green. So
yeah, there's a whole lot of glowing stuff in the hand right now. So a very easy board clear and 12 more damage coming in face, and that's going to put BillSnyder down to 10. Very, very, very scary spot. I think he probably has to commit here to using either the Zephyrs or the Flame Strike, because you obviously can't leave this board up.
And the Flame Strike, not quite a full clear. The 8/8 and the 4/9. So you kind of really just hate to use Zephyrs to just drop a Twisting Nether, but I'm not sure how else, unless you want to commit both of your AoEs.
Yeah, that's...
So between... Oh, and that's right. That's 8 damage, not 7 damage.
Yeah, the Flame Strike
is
8. He can definitely kill everything if he daggers into the 4/9, but that's extremely vulnerable.
In my head, it's always a 7/7 because it does 7 mana. So
there it is. He is going to commit down and put himself down to 6, which is a scary spot. First draws a portal.
Hey, look at that!
Slayer of his own. And another portal. Okay, Brightwing,
Ooh,
not
some
great.
pretty weak dragons, though. Holy smokes!
You know what? Oh, well, that's not weak at all. But
that's not weak at all. Nope.
He doesn't necessarily need to have the strongest dragons. He just needs to have dragons on the board, and 3 of them there is now a very big problem that BillSnyder has to address again next turn.
Yeah, and just needs to find 2 damage if this 4/12 manages to stick.
The draw will be Innervate. Hidden Oasis just to add a little bit of taunt, and he's looking pretty comfortable right here. Second Innervate to hand. So yeah, 2 damage is all that needs to stick here for the swipe to end the game. And BillSnyder, he's, I would imagine, either going to Galakrond or he's going to Zephyrs, but it seems like, I mean, Zephyrs is your guaranteed board clear at this point, whereas Galakrond is, you know, what's in the box, essentially.
So many options.
Which, by the way, speak both mages with the puzzle box, so there's a good chance we see a puzzle box tonight, and I am excited.
Dark in the skies.
And no Leroy on his way.
He's up to 11 health now. See Siamat for free is not bad.
Oh, wow. Double
Yeah.
taunt for free.
That's,
If he so wants.
I mean, he could also just clear off 2 things right here and throw a taunt and hope that that's enough.
Of the south, come to my aid.
Yeah, rush. Well, no, he can't clear off 2 things with Wind Fury. So yeah, he can only clear off 1. Backstabs the right wing and shields Galakron to get in the way. So that leaves 7 on board. That's not enough. Unless he gets, I would say you want to probably draw a lackey here to see if you can get a taunt out of it, but nope.
Second opportunity to pull a second Dragon Queen Alexstrasza. Takes it this time.
If he had played the Malagos' explosion, he could have killed the 3-2, which would have kept him alive. And, well, Calicos showed up. That's, you know, fine. A.E.O.N Reaver. A.E.O.N Reaver making his appearance for A.E.O.N here. And, okay, Cenarius, why not? If you really just want to go all out. But, yeah, plenty of ways to get through this here. And this first game's going to Markshire.
That's one down. You know, wasn't too difficult of a lethal puzzle there at the end. So, I'm pretty proud of myself. As I said at the beginning of the show, that I remember what the cards do, and then promptly forgot what the upgraded Flame Strike did. So,
I mean, in fairness, it's only been in Standard now for about a couple months, so...
It's true. It's true. Like in my head, it's always does 7 damage because it makes sense costing 7 mana. It's just in my head, that's what it does.
Jaina versus Hera.
Game 2 will begin. We will see the Highlander Mage versus the Galakron Warrior.
asked for it.
So BillSnyder opts to queue a different deck, and Markshire is going to flex his Mage muscles. So he's got Bone Wraith and Keysmith here, Luna, and Amazing Reno. Probably tossing back, I would say, at least Reno. You know, Luna probably...
Yeah, probably Luna. Because that's so much better later on in the game. I like to keep Arcane Keysmith, but the numbers on HS Replay say that's not a good decision usually, though it always feels like a great decision to me. But that is just feels. So...
This is a nearly dead heat matchup. This is one of the complete flips on the chart. Highlander Mage, 50.14% to win. So, yeah, it's essentially a complete flip.
Yeah, it's some early game stuff. So we do have Arcane Breath, Ray of Frost, Book of Spectre is always really good, Doomsayer, Zeph. So all of those are really good in the full keep. Okay, well, what do I know? Oh, no, okay, just keeping Luna.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
like,
saw
whoa!
I saw full keep as well, and the timer ran out, so I too was confused. Zephyrus comes down into the hand on 2 here, so Zephyrus into Wild Growth, always a fun play if you're the Highlander Mage, and it gets a little bit of something on board to combat the early aggression that the Galakron Warrior can put out.
Yeah, and with Snip Snap and Luna and Arcane Intellect,
What to do?
wouldn't be surprised to see
Time runs out on me.
the ramp here. But it does cost 3 now. It doesn't cost 2, so you wouldn't want to coin it out anyway. So maybe
No,
looking just to
yeah,
coin
you would
out.
not be offered.
Yep. And now you definitely want to get something down here to contest the Snip Snap that will always seems to find its way onto that 1-3.
Zephyrus is plenty fine to do that early on. I think that's, you know, looking at BillSnyder saying he doesn't have an easy way to contest that other than to put 2 minions in at the moment. Unless he wants to Snip Snap onto the 1-3, which is, you know, not as much value as he'd love to get off Snip Snap, but a perfectly fine decision in itself.
Snip Snap onto the 1-3 always feels it's such a strong play because it's such an unkillable minion in the early game. It's a 3/6 that just kind of sits there. So, yeah, I almost kind of like coining out Luna, Stargaze Luna, because it's such a high priority minion that sometimes they feel they have to kill it, right? It's almost like a pseudo taunt. Here we go.
That's what we're gonna see. And as we discussed, Bill does have the perfect answer to that in the form of Snip Snap plus entire board into the 2/4, which he will do. Not surprising here, like you said, this is a minion you really want to remove at all costs, and the cost is fairly minimal. It's just his Town Crier will end up off the board, so not bad here for Bill to have that answer.
I don't mind Snip Snap, or I kind of like Snip Snap here just to contest if we see the 3/3 that duplicates a minion. Blanking on his name, but
The Bloodsworn Mercenary, I believe.
yeah,
is what
Bloodsworn
you're
Mercenary.
thinking of
Thank
here.
you.
Yeah, I would say
So AI
Snip Snap is fine. You probably, yeah, AI is a consideration. You definitely, at this point, Book of Specters is just too volatile, and if you get rid of that Luna's Pocket Galaxy, you pretty much lose.
Job's done.
There's
Poof.
Reno Pull.
Oh, and a great turn 4 play there.
Bomb Wrangler, the option for Bill to keep producing board, and Calicos in the hand. It's still a ways off of being useful, but it could get to be useful if this game gets to the later stages.
Trying to figure out if wants to play Book or Bone Wraith. I feel like Bone Wraith just
What to do?
plays well here and stalls a little bit to get to something like maybe Holy Nova on turn 6 with Zephyrus or other potential board clears.
Yeah, Bone Wraith is perfectly fine. Bill has not invoked yet. We see that one Awaken in hand. Does not mean that Scion of Ruin is a possibility, at least not in its beefed up form. But Zephyrus is the choice for Markshire, and let's see what he opts to take out of it.
What just happened?
What did just happen?
He must have a duplicate in his deck.
No, it was active, and
Time runs out on me.
Was it active?
Yeah. He was able to get Holy Smite. Are we not seeing? There must be like a spec bug going on right now, because we didn't see his mulligan either. So I apologize. There's clearly some sort of spectator bug going on. That maybe we can clear it up in between games. Yeah, we're just as shocked there as you guys
like,
are.
what? What's going on?
Yeah, I didn't see anything get thrust into Markshire's deck. No albatrosses or anything of that nature. So that was pure confusion here. And, good to know we're not going crazy, but Tiamat is a rough pickup there. Not again 2 turns off of being playable. And at 19 health at turn 5 here, Markshire is starting to feel the heat a little bit. Let's see.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
And honestly, that was not a terrible outcome. Took 2 damage to face from the bomb, but did not, could have been more damage, did not clear off the minion. Now there's no direct way to clear it off here.
Armor made to fit.
Yeah, he'll have to use the Awaken to do so.
Gain a fair bit of armor while he does it.
Sure will.
And yeah, these double Scion of Ruin making BillSnyder's life a little difficult, and that is a good card to pick up right there.
Yeah, Markshire is sitting here with 14 health, wondering how do I get to the later stages of this game, and Blizzard is the answer to that. He's still 2 turns off of being able to use, he can use Tiamat next turn. He can use Tortol in the turn after that to try to find something like Flame Strike or a Frost Nova. But for right now, if he wants to use the Blizzard, that is probably a little bit too. I think it's a little too early to do it, just because.
Yep, not yet for sure.
Doesn't kill anything.
But the double Snip Snap is a really good option. You could also, I don't think Book is what you're looking for here. So the thought was, do you want to go tall or do you want to go wide? Yep.
I think wide is perfectly fine, because if you do Blizzard the following turn, you'll be able to clear stuff.
Oh, the Devoted Maniac. Okay, so there was a Devoted Maniac played earlier as well. So, that I was like, I didn't think we had got there yet, but that's 2 hits on Galvatron.
And BillSnyder will get a little bit more armor thanks to the Armor Smith, leaving the 3/11s on board, which, as we know, that Blizzard will allow for a full clear here, or
Ooh.
well, you
Or
don't get
next
both.
turn.
Yeah, you don't get both yet. Option could be to see him out instead, rush Wind Fury, kill a few things.
I like to see him out. You can get a nearly full clear with only a couple tokens left.
What to do?
No, you can clear it off entirely. See him out into the 1/3 and then the 3/3. Leaves the 2 tokens on board.
Yeah, you're right. And then they got 3 tokens on board. Yep. Okay.
And then you still have your see him out.
Yeah, seems fairly good to me. And with no Leroy Jenkins, really, you're just worried about the 1/4/3, the 1 Corkron Elite.
Well, yeah, you've seen the one inner rage been used, so you know there's a second inner rage, which we see in BillSnyder's hand, and a Corkron Elite plus a Bloodsworn Mercenary ends up being 12 damage. However, he has 2 cards in hand right now, and you're saying, do you have these exact 2 cards out of the 3, and are you going to then draw the 3rd card perfectly to get there? I think that's not something that you necessarily play around. Mathematically speaking, it's pretty unlikely. So we're going to see Rush Taunt instead.
Okay, that's
I don't know if I love that because of Ziliax. No, Ziliax is not in this deck, I believe.
No, not in the deck.
We have open lists. We know it's not theirs. Okay.
Still can get through this without much of an issue, though.
And even less so is he's going to use that second inner rage, which does limit the combo potential. But BillSnyder smells the blood right here, and this has now become a major issue for Markshire.
I think this is definitely a Blizzard Doomsayer turn.
I could see the Tortolan.
Or maybe not even the Dooms. Well,
Tortolan is risky, though, because how many spells does he have left in his deck at this point? You got Lunas, you've got Frost Nova. Of course, Frost Nova would be what you're looking for.
Looking through Markshire's deck right now. And no Flame Strike, so it would just be the Frost Novas. You have Frost Nova, Arcane Breath, Ray of Frost. Not a lot of great things to find, really.
Yes, stuff that if you don't get the Frost Nova and you just die does not feel very good. But as you said, he's going to go ahead and Blizzard Doomsayer.
Oh, that's the game. Right? Yeah.
It is. That was a perfect draw there. And I guess it didn't really matter, because if he had used the Tortolan and gotten Frost Nova, it would not have saved him anyway. So yeah, the Corkron Elite off the top. Markshire played the numbers there, and it was the right play, but the deck was not cooperative, unfortunately. It was cooperative for BillSnyder.
I think missing the full clear the turn earlier with Siamat was probably what got him there in that game. I think that he was probably that one turn off from stabilizing a little bit, because he could have kept that face damage away, and then with so little burst, really, maybe could have. I don't know. It'd been tough to stabilize at that point. As soon as Galakrond was found, it was going to get pretty tough anyway. So
Watch your back.
Ooh, the Rogue Mage.
All right, so we're going to see Markshire pivot to the Rogue, and now he gets to play against, as you said, BillSnyder's Mage. Let's see if we can get the mulligan this time, or if we're still glitched.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, well, at least we'll know what happened.
Yeah, the queue happened very quickly before I could drop spec and then respec.
At least we know what's going on now, so it's less like stroking out, which I've been there, and it's a very interesting decision. Okay, we actually see a mulligan.
We do see the mulligan, and this one is a mage favored matchup, not aggressively so. It's 51.9% in favor of the mage. So again, like last time, we had what is almost a perfect flip, another coin flip, which I kind of like. You're not seeing any really stomp matchups in this, though the Quest Druid was very strong into the Rogue in game 1, 56.8%. So that's the most lopsided matchup we've seen right now. But we're really seeing matchups that are going to allow the players to demonstrate their skill navigating around, the cards that they know to be in each other's deck.
Yeah, and that's always a place I'm never comfortable. I always like to rely on over-favored matchups and top decks. If I'm
Oh, don't
relying
we
on
all?
skill, it's usually not a good place to be.
Preferred
But
as a
that's why I'm not
viewer.
playing in this match, though. So
As a viewer, I want to see even matchups because I don't want to see something that just becomes a stomp. But you know, if I'm sitting here playing, I want my match to be as lopsided as possible. And
and
another
that
pickup there for
albatross.
Markshire to play if he would like. He has the Candle Taker too that he got off of the Pharaoh Cat in turn on turn 1.
Yeah.
I like the Albatross just because you know you're playing as Highlander.
Yep.
And now BillSnyder has to find a way to kill that or silence it, and then draw the albatrosses if he doesn't silence it. So no direct ways to silence it unless he ends up with like a polymorph of some kind.
Is he running a silence?
He'll be
is
running
not.
Malagos, which
Yep.
can produce a polymorph, of course, but that's still
And then,
a
of
ways
course,
off.
Yeah, but the only silence in game anymore being Owl. So we just need to run the polymorph or an Owl. So, in standard at least. And while there are other ways to do silencing effects, obviously. Boy, you hate to just throw that Spirit of the Shark out there with nothing to really do with it.
Well, in fairness, if he throws it out this turn and it lives, which is a pretty good chance it lives, next turn could be Underbelly Fence into Edwin, which becomes an 8/8 Edwin, just for one card.
Very, very good point.
Actually, no, I'm sorry, it becomes a 6/6 Edwin, because it's +2/+2 twice, not +2 and then double. But still,
Less of a good point, but an interesting point.
still 6/6/2/3 is not a bad turn 5.
Not a bad turn 5 at all. He's gonna ignore the bird on the board.
Yep. I mean, Markshire is going to want to trade it, and
Yep.
Bill knows that. So go ahead and get the trade that you want out of it. And Faceless Corruptor is not a bad pickup. That's going to make that Pharaoh Cat a lot more potent here.
Like the face a lot on this turn.
He can clear the board too. Face the Pharaoh Cat, Faceless Corruptor the Pharaoh Cat, and then just start dinging everything, including your dagger into the leftover 1/1.
Yep.
So, pretty good spot to be in for Markshire here if he opts to go that way.
This is a semifinal match. Is that correct?
This is indeed a semifinals match. It's
So-
at 1-1, of course, right now, with a 3-8 or 8-3 lead for Tap Blast.
Whew.
As we
So don't blame Markshire for thinking through his turns for sure. Here.
Oh, not at all. You know, I've taken the advice of somebody, you know, a better player than me. It's that I don't touch the mouse until I've decided what I want to do for the most part on my turn. And so I can't blame him for taking his time. And you know, he does again opt to leave one minion up. This time, you know, the stakes are a little bit lower at this stage of the game, but
little bit.
he could have cleared. Now the 1/1 can clear off the 4/1, and that albatross is still, you know, holding those albatross eggs, I suppose, that hatch and fly into the opponent's deck.
I think that's how that works for sure. So it's you put 2 bird eggs in their deck and then they hatch when they're drawn. They should have done that because that would have been some awesome art. I would have loved to see 2 eggs go in the deck and then have them hatch when they're drawn. Oh,
you know, far be it for me to criticize the mechanics of, you know, how something works, but I'm pretty sure when a bird blows up, that 2 birds don't fly out of it into your opponent's deck in real life. I don't. I don't think that's how it works. I'm not.
I'm fairly certain it is. And
I'm not a member of the Audubon Society or anything, though. Just saying. And Markshire finds the ice barrier to be the pick, and I guess he figured there, you know, whatever. If it's Flame Ward, I die anyway and get what I want. If it's you know, Vaporize, oh well. So that's you know, not a terrible option to just kind of clear the rest of your board and swing in. Gets a little bit of face damage, though. BillSnyder will effectively heal 4 there.
Yeah. And maybe contemplating the backstabbing the bird into Edwin turn there. Chose not to.
No, I like using the snip snap to its maximum
Yep.
potential there.
Yep. Yep. I didn't think there was much really gained from that. So I think just go ahead and using both halves of the snip snap and making a big snip snap was a good idea.
And let me tell you, I don't hate Spear of the Shark backstab Edwin next turn either. So
No.
that is not ooh, pinging the bird. Okay. Tiamat. That's an option now. If he wants to Tiamat to clear off this Bone Wraith, he can do it.
And can also kill the bird off this turn too. Guess it's a little weird that BillSnyder helping him out there, but it didn't seem like Markshire was in a rush to kill it, and it had been doing some work, so I don't blame him either.
Well, I think that's probably the consideration, as Bill said. I don't want the albatrosses in my deck, but if it's a choice between that or just dying to the bird hitting me in the face over and over again, I think the bird needs to go.
Which has been what the case has been. That bird has put in some work.
Yeah, he's hit face a couple times now. Markshire has the option to Crocs, but with no invoke, that seems like a very poor choice. Spear of the Shark incoming.
Here comes Edwin.
All right, so he does opt to make the big Edwin. And BillSnyder has Conjurer's Calling in hand, which, as we know, can target your opponent's minions. So you'll probably see, instead of a very big Edwin, probably 2 baby 3-drops instead, because that is better than a 10-10 every time.
Yeah, and I imagine the idea behind the Conjurer's Calling was to use it on your own minions, even though Mountain Giant has rotated. If I want to spend 4 mana on a spell to clear a minion, I'll use Polymorph, but it's a good way to clear this 10-10 for sure.
And what I do like about that turn there for Markshire is this, we're going into turn 7 for Mage. That's a power turn with the Lunas, and you're putting him into a position where he absolutely cannot Lunas. There is just no option for him to just sit there and take 14 next turn and be comfortable. So, yes, the Conjurer's Calling does come down, and we see Spirit of the Lynx. Not an ever played card in Hunter. Stealth for 1 turn. Beast. When you summon a beast, give it +1/+1. I don't think there are any beasts in this deck, so I don't think it really.
There was the cat, but the cat's been played.
That's true.
Right. So anything else that I'm missing here?
So effectively, it's taking up space on the board right now.
Yeah, which is about all it's doing. Unfortunately, it would have been kind of fun to see the Feral Cat come out and get a +1/+1. That would have just been a treat.
Tiamat will come down and rush Divine Shield. Actually, you know what? He's getting all 4. I forgot about that. He's still got Spirit down. Tiamat gets everything, so forget what I said.
This is, I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah, this is Tiamat crossed with Alakir. He's just he's all the keywords, everything.
Except for he's played and costs less.
Well, you can't charge. I mean, Alakir can charge, so checkmate.
Very true. Very true. Which is why Alakir is just the better card.
And what better to counter a Tiamat than a Tiamat of your own? Which Bill will do with a Rush Divine Shield combo, killing Markshire Tiamat and leaving his up. However, this is still 7 damage on board. And there's the first Invoke for Markshire.
That's a full... That's not full. That's a full clear, right? Because you get the 2 damage from that side 7. The double invoke, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And let's see what he gets for both lackeys. Gets a Faceless and a Draconic.
The Faceless with 2 chances to give us Doomsayer for lots of fun.
And Draconic with 2 chances to give us something to activate the Underbelly Fence. Whoa!
Oh, I think you're taking that one on the far right there.
That is almost certainly your choice.
I don't think you... Yeah, okay. Oh, I think
why not?
I think you go ahead and you take 2.
I think you do.
I don't see why you wouldn't do that. And then I just go with your full clear. I think this game is about wrapped up.
I really hope we get to the point where he gets to play them both so I can do my best Vin Scully. Let's play 2.
Or do you just send this face?
Choose soon.
I mean, I'm fine either way, but I think,
This guy's tough.
it's the safe bet here to clear, but what does Bill do from this point? There's just really not a whole lot outside of Puzzle Box, which is not playable yet. Power of Creation, I suppose.
Yeah, Puzzle Box has been definitely the more fun play for sure. And that's not going to do anything.
No, 2 Spark Drills can clear off 6 total damage, which still leaves 5 which is lethal. And he can clear something with the Tiamat, but that doesn't get him there either.
Nope. So we don't get to see double Alex play, which is sad, actually.
Actually, wait a second. Does he get? He gets the he gets the sparks, which also have rush, so he can kill the tokens.
Is he alive?
I think he's technically alive. Doing some quick math here. Plays a 1/1 rush.
He's alive out.
He's not alive
still
because dagger equals death. So
dagger's
yeah.
a thing. Yeah.
He played what he could. Yep.
Yep. I was like, I think it's the way that rogue can do one. I've got to think on it a little bit.
Rogues, they since the beginning of time have been able to do one with a press of their hero power. So yes, that is what they do. And now 2-1, Markshire leads going into the final match, or final game of, or not the final game. It could be, it's just game 4. If Bill can win this one, it goes to game 5, of course, because that's how best of 5 series work.
It is. That's actually how it works.
So Markshire will run the mage back, and we're going to see the same matchup in the opposite direction here. As mentioned, a pretty even matchup, but I like the way Markshire's hand is starting out. Doomsayer, Bone Wraith, Reno are probably all keeps. And Bill, he's got that Seal Fate, but Dragon Queen is just too big to keep, and Shadow Step with nothing in hand. So I would imagine he's probably tossing at least the Shadow Step and the Dragon Queen, maybe keeping the Seal Fate.
Yeah, I don't know if you want. I think you probably keep the Seal Fate, this being a Reno deck. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. What are you looking for other than the? I think you probably keep the Seal Fate here.
Yeah, the consideration is what are you playing the Seal Fate on other than face, really?
Yeah, Seal Face is a thing.
It is, and
I guess unless you want to find your Zephyrus, maybe Skyvateer potentially.
And he opts to mulligan everything.
Yep.
He finds a Skyvateer, as you said, so that is an earlier play, and that pretty golden Togwaggle.
Lots of pretty golden cards.
Yeah, I definitely, the only thing I won against CMAC last night was I definitely had more golden cards than him, which I, it's swaggy, but I still lost 3-2, so.
That's still winning in Hearthstone, though. I'm pretty sure that's true.
Yeah, just, you flash the cash, you flash the dust, and you just say, look at me. Skyvateer comes down for Bill. Pretty easy decision. Is it right to use the Doomsayer here, or to hold it for future turns? I guess you're thinking what can come down on 3 that I want to deny.
Or, the other option is if I don't get it down now, what's the chance that it actually goes off? And do you just care if it goes off or if it just soaks up a spell or some face damage? Is that good as well? So it's an interesting thought. Doomsayer's in a real weird spot in the meta where I don't feel that it's always good, but I feel like it needs to almost always be in the list. So I kind of like the Doomsayer here. Just go ahead and getting it out on 2, putting BillSnyder in an awkward spot.
Opts to just ping, which I think there's merit to both of those, and I think the merit is in the fact that you also have Bone Wraith and Reno coming up too, so you're gonna have options to clear. Bill just goes ahead and plays out a Tempo SI, which now kind of in a spot here where the Doomsayer might not live if he's got Seal Fate, if he's got a Backstab.
Yeah, and you got the Ray of Frost, so you could try and freeze the 3/3 if you wanted to.
Precisely what he opts to do.
I don't mind this.
Solarium is an interesting card in Rogue.
This is a good card though. It's not. They're not free cards.
They're not free, but if he plays that late and he's out of gas, that could be fantastic. Though, you don't want to see like you play that and you draw like Galakrond and you draw Dragon Queen, because then that stinks. But man, is it an interesting pick here for sure? I think that's going to come into play later for sure in this match.
Yeah, I think it's probably the right pick. There was a card there I did not realize existed in Revenge of the Wild, but But yeah, I think
No good. Me too.
Rogue's starting to get kind of roguey.
Yep, you want to, if you're Markshire, you want to control this board. You want to shut it down before it becomes a problem, and also you want to be able to try and get Reno on board before the Bad Luck Albatross comes down for BillSnyder too, because that shuts down your own Highlander capabilities. So, for right now, we see Bill doesn't have it, which is a good thing for Markshire, of course.
Does
But
Bill run? I don't think is Bill running Bad Luck Albatross. Don't think he's running Bad Luck
he might.
Albatross.
Was he not?
Nope. Don't. I think he's running the Twilight Drake.
You're right. He does have the Twilight Drake and the Henchland Burglar. Not 100% inclusion in all decks, but here comes the Reno nonetheless. It's a full clear, and Markshire's got a decent board being generated right now. Bill's gonna have to try to find a way to claw back in. With these two minions are pretty high health. Steel Fate on the Reno is a spell lackey, which we will see immediately. And Betrayal's an interesting pick.
Betrayal's not bad.
But Eviscerate, never really want to use it on a minion if you can avoid it, but I think right now it's the right decision.
Just kind of playing off curve here. I don't mind playing the Arcane Keysmith and then pinging the 1/1.
I think
It's
that's
not often you
fun
get
here.
not often you're able to kind of get that down and feel kind of comfortable and happy about it later in the game. So that was a good time to kind of
For sure.
put him in a
And,
tough
and
spot
knowing that
secret.
this is, a post turn 6 for Bill, you want to go ahead and deny the lackey to allow the Heist Baron to activate. And we know that Bill's got other lackeys in hand, and Markshire knows that too. But force him to play them out rather than just give him the free Heist Baron. So let's
Like
see.
that Spellbender.
Spellbender is interesting. He chooses to take the Spellbender.
With so many tokens and such, the Vaporize is fairly worthless.
Definitely, and Spellbender.
How many times
really
are we going to
counters that
see
Betrayal?
Alex
yeah,
Straws of the night? Is that the fourth time it's been offered? So we saw 2 for Markshire, and then this was the 3rd offer for Bill Snyder. That's 5 times you've seen Dragon Queen Alex Straza offered.
And
We've seen it taken 4
only seen it
times.
played once. Couple options here now for Markshire. Ziliax, if he wants to go ahead and clear the Togwaggle, which it's always dangerous to leave it out there knowing that it could get shadow stepped.
And is Ziliax ping the 1/1 again, then clear with your. It's a full clear, and you're pushing face.
By the way, I'm hypnotized by the golden Togwaggle, which I don't know if I've seen before, but with his stomach heaving, it is unsettling.
Yeah, in Thrallamund, when he was getting ready to leave the game the first time before he came back, was like, well, if I'm gonna be done, I'm gonna craft this card golden because it is so amazing. And then he came back like 6 months or so later, and is still very happy he crafted it. Because
yeah, I know it's not a bad
belly bouncing up and down. It's so
not a
great.
bad outcome. Interesting maneuver here. He plays out the Mana Saber, which then can rush. And we're going to see Spellbender soak up the Shadow Step.
Okay.
He takes the Spellbender. So
I should have realized that's how that worked. But
well, yeah, return the minion to your hand.
Yeah, sure.
Regardless of whose side of the board it's on. You just can't target an opponent's minion with it, because that would be broken at 0 mana. Wondrous Wand. Oh no, that's a combined 3 mana. With a free backstab, a stab for 2 mana, and a 1 mana Feral Cat. That is probably pound for pound the worst that you could have expected to get off the wand. That is, yes, now he's got a bunch of free stuff to play for Edwin, but geez, you really didn't want to see that.
Yeah. That was really low impact.
Yeah, that's painful. Like, that's one of the 2 or 3 big power moves you have in this deck, and you're looking for anything high value, even just 1 high value card, and none of those are high value. Sap is a good card to have, but I mean, 2 mana, you don't feel bad playing it anyway.
I mean, it's Luna's here, right?
Yeah, I mean, probably Luna's.
I mean, I guess with Power of Creation, you get the chance to like take board, but you're not going to really ever keep it, are you? And you got Poof, so it's not like you're necessarily worried about losing board.
Nope, Blizzard plus Poof into the next 2 turns gets you to the point where you can then, you know, just start slamming big stuff. And let's see if Dragon Queen's a little kinder to Bill. He gets the Nightmare Amalgam and Squall Hunter, which, yeah, I mean, it's better.
This rate's been used.
it's better than the Wondrous Wand did, but it's not great.
Yeah, BillSnyder. Sometimes RNG just is not in your favor.
And not to mention the fact that the Squall Hunter, if he just plays it, is Overload too, which kind of stinks.
Oh,
Cat.
10-10.
Good lord, a 10-10 cost
From the Feral Cat.
I
It's
mean,
just mean. It's just mean.
he can play it next turn if he wants to, but like, there's a reason it's not hard run index, because like, just playing a 10-10 that doesn't really do anything else but just sit there in the way is not great.
I mean, do you just go ahead and play Alexstrasza yourself here?
If you do that, you're taking 12 damage, or, you know, just letting the Dragon Queen trade itself.
What to do?
So,
Yep.
that's a consideration.
I mean, because you have to figure you're probably going to get better dragons than BillSnyder got.
Well, so I guess here's the bigger question: is do you play the Dragon Queen and then just not play any of the dragons for a post Reno world where you can just go ahead and poof and then start slamming dragons the turn after that?
Yeah. Or do you play Twilight Drake, Bone Wraith, Kartut, and then just make him chew through all that nonsense?
Kartut seems like an unnecessary play so far because it's a one mana card, thanks to Lunas,
Yep.
and you don't get any heal out of it because you're already at full. So I think I'm fine with holding back and just putting the Bone Wraith in the way. Yeah, I like this. I like that play a lot. It really
not
conserves
playing
resources.
Twilight Drake, I think, was interesting.
No, I think it's fine because the odds of it living is going to be pretty low because you probably want to poof next turn. So I think I'm fine with that.
Yeah, fair. Fair.
Your demise.
Oh, yeah.
Vendetta will clear the first half of the Bone Wraith.
Now, do we see the Colossus of the Moon?
So Boom Pistol Bully will deny the Reno.
Yep.
Nobody move.
And Reno is going to at least have to wait a turn. But again, Markshire has the fortunate Blizzard hand to go ahead and handle you know, this entire board for one more turn until he can actually go ahead and poof the Reno, or poof the board with his Reno. And Shadow Step's already gone. So BillSnyder can't play that Boom Pistol Bully second time.
And can draw first as well. Just play Arcane Intellect, get a couple of cheap minions, Blizzard the board, poof next turn. Feeling pretty good.
Arcane Intellect, as you said, there's the box. What's in the box?
It's probably something amazing, and we might not be able to see it.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be the right play for a while because Bill is kind of running out of resources in hand. He does still have that Betrayal.
And that Colossus of the Moon. And Solarium. So I feel bad for Bill. There's not a lot of great options.
Yeah, Bill is not really drawn well this game, and when he has drawn well, he has not RNG'd well. So this is a tough one here. I mean, do you Solarium and try to pull your Galakron? No, I don't think so. He's gonna Snip Snap, which will allow him to have some tokens on board.
Nope. Just poof will take care of the tokens.
Well, oh, you're right. I'm sorry. For some reason, like my brain said Twisting Nether style. It's you're right. It's poof. They're gone.
Yeah.
And that's exactly
Poof,
what we're
they're
gonna
gone.
see.
Yeah.
The quickest turn of the match is Reno.
Disappear.
I love this card.
And now
So
Markshire
Here
is
we
praying
go.
that he does not get hosed by the Reno hero power. And what will it be? Rolling Fire.
Whoa!
0 damage.
Oh, play your Malagos and get your cheap sheep.
Malagos sheep would be pretty much, I don't want to say the nail in the coffin, but like, if you're Bill, you're sitting here thinking like, what else could go wrong?
Yeah.
What would make us rich?
Or does Markshire not care about the 10-10 and just say,
Life
I-
and
I
death
guess?
of
deal with it?
Viking.
Because he can put Cartoon out. Oh boy, let's get another free legendary. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Maybe, well, it's not going to be Leroy. We know that.
Could be Alex Strada.
Could be Alex Draza.
It's a card.
Oh! It's the spiciest of legendaries.
Man,
Let's
you're
see
seeing
where
a
this
lot of
goes.
weirdness.
Ready for a show?
Oh, I was like, he's not gonna puzzle box this here, is he? Okay,
And Hogger.
I like Hogger.
That's
I like Hogger a
full
lot
board
right
with two taunts.
here.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, 10-10 gets to hit a
kind of
2-2.
think that Hogger is your play here. Yeah.
Sure is.
Yep. I mean, how's he deal with it?
Well, I mean, Ziliax can. Well, I mean, Betrayal clears both of those taunts. To be honest, at this point.
It does. It does. But then you're not clearing the Hoggers though.
No, you're gonna. But then you can use the 10-10 to clear the Hogger. But I mean, is that even enough at this point?
Oh no, probably not. But
I wonder.
I mean, if you're able to keep, so if you're sending your 10-10 into the 8-8, right? Are you feeling really happy about that?
Well, I mean, maybe you Ziliax into the 2-2 first, and then you Betrayal the other Hogger, then you use the 10-10 on the Hogger, but then you're taking 15 damage. You know, there's no great. I think what you're.
Boy, these
what
are.
he's got his Ouija board out right now, and he's saying, Reno, I need you to give me a Twisting Nether,
Yeah.
and then I'm back in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be really good.
Unity. Precision.
We are going to see Ziliax Betrayal play. But not on the taunt. He's going to take the most damage off board he possibly can. I like that because he would have put, well, I mean, I guess now the Hogger has a chance to generate one more time. Why not?
What an incredible Reno this is. Like, how
a
often
target.
does Reno actually just...
And Malaga just has to find some damage. Frostbolt will do it.
Frostbolt will do it. Frostbolt does it.
No, it's one short, actually. I apologize. Got a little excited there. Forgot that he healed with the Ziliax. He can put him to 19 with the Frostbolt.
I think with Luna's, you go ahead and just start just chewing through stuff.
I mean, yeah, why not at this point?
I mean, he showed he could not get through the taunt last time, so you freeze it or you play Cartoot, and you kind of stall at the board that way.
Drake comes down first. Defender comes down. And even though it's not lethal, it's pretty darn close. And Bill needs to find a way to clear the board. He's got Baroness. Solarium. The Hail Mary play. Galakrond. Shield of Galakrond. Flick. Kill one thing. And his own Dragon Queen.
Alex into Deathwing. That's what we need, right?
Life
Yeah. I suppose that is it. That's not Deathwing.
Not kidding. Nope, not Deathwing. Sad trombone.
And not only that, the Twin Tyrant doesn't even clear anything.
Nope.
And that is it. Game 4 goes to Markshire. A 3-1 win. And A.E.O.N. stays alive to get to Sunday here in the Pro Series. So this will make the series still in Taplast's favor, 9-7, sorry. But much closer than it was before.
Just winner takes all now on game 5?
Well, it's still 2 matches left.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So not quite yet. But what do you say we get Markshire in here for an interview before we start the Legacy Finals?
And sadly, we did not see Puzzle Box played.
That is sad. That is
So, I
always
mean,
sad.
Markshire won, but everybody lost.
That's true. We're going to get him added in here in just a moment. Markshire, can you hear us?
What's up? Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you, my friend. Congratulations, first of all.
Sweet.
Dano has a bone to pick
Thank
with
you.
you. First off, though, so I'm going to let him pick that bone right away. Just get it out of your system, Dano.
Well, we're talking about Puzzle Box of Yogg-Saron not being played when the option was given.
What? Wait, there was no point where Puzzle Box was good. What?
No.
didn't say
That's
it
not
was
what I
good.
said. No.
Oh, okay.
You deprived
You
me
Because
just really
Puzzle
wanted
Box is the
random
wrong
spells.
play does not mean it's not the right play.
That's fair. That's I could have done it for chat. I could
You
have.
could have even Calic Ghost into the puzzle box for maximum value.
I could have just I had to go for the high percentage plays too. At the end there, it was a possibility. I was at a pretty high life total, but you never know.
No, and with Puzzle Box and Reno in play, you don't know.
Yeah.
So, on a less memey and more serious note, you did have quite a few matches there that were, veritable coin flips. Nothing more than like a 51% win
After
rate
right a few matches.
after the very first match, which was heavily favored in your direction. So I think a lot of it came down to the draw and whatnot. Definitely worked out for you. So you got that albatross out there in game 3, and Bill was obviously hesitant to kill it, and you were hesitant to kill it. Did you expect that thing to get home as many times as it did, or did you figure that was going to end up dying earlier in the game than it did?
I definitely expected it to die earlier. Yeah, Bill definitely did not want it to die. I don't know. I don't think he ended up having Zeph in hand. Otherwise, he probably would have played it. But it seemed like he didn't want to. So it was nice. That game was weird because I didn't feel like I had a very good draw, and I was just thinking that Bill would have some sort of I don't know, like Ziliax or something, like some taunts, some heals, and he would shut me out of the game. So I just had to kind of get in all the damage that I could. So those early 4 damage hits from the albatrosses definitely helped. And then I was finally at that Edwin swing turn, which I think kind of helped a lot. But that was kind of a weird game.
Yeah, I felt like you played around a lot of the stuff that was correct to play around. One of the things that we questioned very, very early on was the not playing the Crystal Merchant outright in turn 2, or turn 3, I should say, of the Equestria game. But it came to light obviously why you did that. He had the Seal of Fate in hand, and it appeared that you were playing around that and would rather have the extra draw equity out of the Crystal Merchant, which I think worked out in favor.
Yeah, I mean, that was the reason. I was pretty confident that he did have the Seal of Fate in hand, and I thought if I can get an extra draw or two, I thought that would work out, and that ended up being good. I know Crystal Merchant is really good to get down early, but I was a little bit unsure about that play. I thought a lot about it, but it ended up working out. So I'm glad with the outcome of that.
Yeah, one of in the deck, of course. Did you think he might have it because it was going to turn 3 and he had kept cards and hadn't played them yet? Was that kind of the read you had?
Yeah, I think he kept 2 cards, and I saw that he didn't play Miscreant. And so just when you get to the point where it's turn 2 on the coin, if you're not coining out the Miscreant, I felt pretty confident. And he didn't play a 1-drop, at least I don't think. Then I felt pretty confident that Seal of Fate would be one of the cards that he kept. So that's the reason why I ended up just getting the 3-2 out there instead. And in the case he didn't have it, then sure, it's a 3-2 on board, but I'd much rather he Seal of Fate that than the Merchant.
Of course, yeah, and I mean that it made all the sense in the world once we saw the outcome of it. Of course, I was a little bit unsure if that was the right way at first. Dano, I know you'd expressed doubts as well, but I think we can all agree that ended up being correct, even though it didn't seem right at the time. And sometimes that's the way it goes, is it doesn't look correct, but ends up being right. So there's a reason you're on a pro team, my friend, and that was a good play.
Once I walked through your once my mind went right to playing the 1-4, and then I was like, And then I walked through the turn from like your point of view. I was like, oh wait, no, this is definitely the right play. And this is why I am not playing in this match. I was like, yeah, that was really well done.
Thank you.
Well, Dano, any other questions you have for Markshire here before we move into our second match of the evening?
I don't. Congratulations. Really well played and well deserved. Congratulations on the win.
Appreciate it, man.
And thank you for joining us for the interview here. So, Markshire, have a great night, and thanks for helping us get to at least one more day of pro.
Yeah, we're still alive. We're still alive.
So it's all you could ask for tonight was to still be alive, and you did it. So I appreciate that on a less professional and more personal level. Have a good night, my friend.
Yep. All right. Thanks for having me on, and have a good rest of the stream.
Thanks for being here. All right. So now let's switch gears from conquest to conquest. This time we won't know the lists. We will know that it is your Mumked of 4th and Inches versus Yellowdart of Dad Legend. This, as we mentioned, is the 4th match of the finals. So we will not crown a winner tonight. That will be 5 p.m. tomorrow for sure.
Can we crown a winner tonight? If your Mumked wins?
Oh no, that's right. We were incorrect. It's only if he sweeps.
Okay. Because it's a weird little point total, right? Where there is possibility to lose the series but win the championship.
Exactly. So yeah, there's a way. It's not common, and just for those who have been paying attention to THL all season, in the regular season, if you tie in points, it doesn't matter if you won 3 matches or won 2 matches. It's still just a tie. It's 1 point. But obviously, we need to have a tiebreaker in the playoffs, and the tiebreaker is how many matches within, how many series you won within the match. And right now, if your Mumked wins 3-0, that puts 4th Inches up 12-8, which means that even if Dad Legend gets a sweep for Turd Herder and goes to 12-12, 4th Inches will have won 3 of the series, and it will be over. So you're right. Your Mumked sweep is how we crown champion tonight. Other than that, we're going to Game 5. So, that being said, I think we have the bans from the players, so I'm going to check on that real quick here. We do. So Yellowdart is going to ban Priest and have his Warrior banned.
Okay. All right, and we get to see the Warlock from your Mumked. I'm very interested.
Let me update that on the screen here so it is accurately reflected. And so knowing what we know now, vis-a-vis the bans, what is your impression here? How do you expect this to go?
I expect it to not probably end well for your Mumked just because I don't think Warlock is in a good place for like best of series. I think like it's a comfort pick for a lot of people still. It's a comfort pick for me. I know I'm very happy with like whenever I'm playing no hand. And I think some people are playing Zoo. I think Zoo is better now that like the meta shifted a little bit past couple of days. I still don't think it's a deck or a class I'd want to bring into a situation like this and like, no, I have to find a win with it. So
I think one thing I will say is Warlock, if you're playing Zoo, is it has the possibility of just steamrolling. And that's any aggro deck, of course, we know. There's the possibility that it just catches fire, you get all the draws, and you win regardless of what happens on the other side of the board. So, I think to count Warlock out entirely is not where I want to go, but I do agree that I like the classes as a whole for Yellowdart a little better than your Mumked. But hey, these are the 2 teams in the finals. These guys have obviously been doing something right this season. So far be it for us to question what they're doing at this point. But yeah, as you see on the screen here, it's going to be Hunter, Paladin, Warlock versus Druid, Priest, and Rogue, which I find interesting is 6 unique classes.
Yeah, and thank goodness
no mirrors.
We dodged the Priest mirror, which, a big thank you to Yellowdart for that.
You don't like just watching people pass the turn for 6 turns?
Oh man, no, I don't. No, and like I think it's kind of fun to play those Priest decks right now. Watching them be played is pretty boring, and play against it's pretty boring. Playing it is super fun because it's like super troll, right? Where you're just making somebody's day worse. But having to play against it or watching it is not the most exciting Hearthstone I've ever seen.
No, it is not. So, well, that being said, the only exciting Hearthstone that you can watch is when there's an actual match being played. So why don't we get this going? Because hearing us talk is in no way as exciting as seeing the games played. So I'm going to let the players know that they're good to go, and we're going to have your Urmumked on the bottom and Yellowdart on the top. So just so you're prepared for when we go into the match here.
Thank you.
They are notified. Yeah, this is I mean, the funny thing is, like, your Urmumked, it really, this kind of smacks to me of an aggro lineup. You know, you've got Paladin. It could be Holy Wrath.
Yeah.
But it's missing Acolyte of Pain. I don't know if that's necessarily. I think that's enough to kind of really kill that deck in a way. So probably a Mech Paladin here.
Yeah, I would imagine I feel what you're saying. You know, I agree with you 100%. It feels like an aggro lineup.
Well, we are going in. Here we go. Match 4 of the finals. Your Urmumked, Yellowdart.
Gul'dan versus Tyrande.
Yeah, Warlock Priest.
We are seeing Warlock Priest, and we are going to see, looks like a Hand Warlock with the Nether Breath, or not Hand Warlock, Galakrond Warlock. I guess it could be
It's like
hand,
a no-hand Warlock, yeah. Which I think is is pretty good against a Priest, if memory serves. Where in the world is Yellowdart on my screen? There he is.
He needed to turn on spec, unfortunately, but we are good to go now. And as we can see, it is a Res Priest, not surprising. Kind of what we expected it to be.
Yep. So buckle in. I imagine we will see Yellowdart heal his face and your Urmumked damage his.
Job done.
Though I don't mind the bad luck Albatross on 3 for your Urmumked and just kind of add a little bit of early pressure.
Big turn 2 heal for Yellow. Just kidding.
And no emote, so did not establish dominance early. So very interesting.
You know, Yellowdart is not really a BM kind of guy, so I'm not surprised.
No, I can appreciate that.
I will say, as one of the biggest Fanduins on the planet, seeing someone play Tyrande instead makes me a little sad, just because Anduin is my boy.
I like playing Tyrande just because when you come up against Malfurion, it gets a little weird.
It does get a little weird. I do not have Tyrande. Oh wait, no, I do now. I didn't have her at first because the whole Twitch Prime thing, but yeah. So I think everyone gets her now at this point, right?
I think so.
She was just straight up free at one point.
She was free for Prime members in the U.S., right? And then now she's free for everyone. I think that sounds right.
Meanwhile, things are actually happening in the game. I apologize. I'm taking us down a complete tangential path. We've got
not your fault.
That's
totally unexpected, I think.
Yeah. What else are we gonna do in a priest matchup here? But no, Breath of the Infinite will clear off most of his board. Though, however, your Urmumked has now invoked once, which is a positive. He's got he's got Zephyrs in hand. It's not online yet. Plenty of cards to draw through first. And that Albatross, if it can obviously get those Albatrosses into Yellowdart's pool, can do some weird things with Xerix, and you know, it can just junk up the res pool in general. So probably hoping he can get a few more hits in, but eventually he wants it to die.
Couple interesting options here too. So can get that second invoke off with the Dragonblight Cultist to get Veiled Worshipper on board. Just tempos out the 5/5. I would have maybe thought about tempoing out the Zilly, but this is good too.
Yeah,
actually,
I think you kind of, if you can get him down into the danger zone, hashtag Kenny Loggins, before before
Rip.
you get to, he's not dead.
Didn't he just die? He just died last week. Yeah, right.
No, you're thinking Kenny Rogers, my friend. He knows when to hold them, and he knows when to fold them. That is not
You're right,
the man
I am.
who's saying danger zone or footloose. So I'm going to need you to step back a little bit.
I don't apologize for that, by the way.
I need you to apologize.
Unity. Precision.
The Albatross will clear off the Cartoon Defender here. Ziliax finishes off half number 2. And good heal, but the nether wing will mitigate most of that heal.
This is the
for
kind
your
of
Mumked.
content you've come to expect.
This-
I'm casting a match.
I mean, I would play the songs right now if I knew we would be able to upload to YouTube, but I know that we will get a content strike immediately.
I'm crying a little bit. Yeah.
I hope everyone's having as much fun as we are. I guess we'll find out in 10 minutes, or they think that we're all idiots, which is fine. I mean,
I might have to close chat as well, just to give myself a little bit. Let me finish this up and go back and watch later. But getting that draw off for your Mumked early, that's doing a really great job of clearing up hand space, tempoing out the 5/5 dragon, and then being able to, on turn 7, be able to draw 3, which is exactly what you want to do. So really playing this deck very, very well, I think.
yes, he's done a good job continually putting tough board states to Yellowdart, and you know, it's Nether Breath in hand. It's not a bad draw. Turn 9 could be an Alex, the OG Alex and not Dragon Queen, to just absolutely put the screws to Yellowdart here before he can start doing crazy Res Priest things.
And I love the turn 9 Alex into just because you put him in such a terrible spot where he can't take some of his slower turns and try to let stuff die and then do awful, priest things with it.
And you've seen both Breath of the Infinite so far too, so you know that those are both gone. And Mass Hysteria is still a thing. Plague of Death is still a thing too.
Do you make the 4/4 or the 4 or 6? I wonder. Do you snip these together? I kind of like that.
I kind of like it just because you're still a turn away from Plague being a possibility.
Yep.
And putting it down trades very favorably into a Cartoon. So you can do that, clear a Cartoon, use a 1/1 to go ahead and finish off the second part of it, and still be able to push some damage. Well, you'd push a lot of damage because Alex would come down, counterfeit the Cartoon that just got pulled into hand.
Care to dance with death?
So we're going to see a Cartoon here.
Yeah, we're going to see, I think that's the only other minion that's been played thus far, so it's 100% guaranteed to be a Cartoon defender. And now
Go
we're
ahead
going to
and
see,
clear that off. And
yeah, we're going to see the clear of it. We have to do that first, of course, before we Alex, if that's the option.
That's the play.
Well, Dragon Queen Alexstrasza is still not online at this point.
Nope.
Still some duplicates in deck.
There's also, Dark Skies is definitely not what you want to do, and neither is Crazed Netherwing. I kind of feel like Alex is kind of your play here.
Yeah, clear first, then Alex, you'll get him down to 11 if you do that, but then you know that a Cartoon
He's
comes
gonna
out
get that
again
6
next
back.
turn.
Yep.
Well, he won't get the 6 back this turn. Yeah, he'll get 6 back next turn.
Yep. A very interesting turn.
Yeah, this is it's tough.
I'm not really sure what the play is.
Almost out of time. Our tombs.
Full clear with the
The Plague of Flames.
okay, like a flame.
Okay.
Yep. I like this. And then you gotta drop your Shield of Galakron.
Yep, it's kind of like a reset, saying, all right, my plan is still to do the same thing next turn, essentially. Tap last.
Yep, just to establish dominance.
So now he's got the formidable board once more, and the option to go ahead and sacrificial pact one of his own demons to get space for the Alexstrasza. But oh goodness, the mass resurrection of 3 Cartoots.
Which, I mean, probably what you'd rather see, to be honest. Last thing you want is to get Katrina in the res pool in any sort of like decent amount. So
I mean, Katrina would have possibly gotten another one as well. So
yeah,
she could have rezzed herself, of course. But yeah, I think you were fine no matter what happened to your Yellowdart here. And this is a really strong position now that Yellowdart is in. As more and more Cartoots are getting thrown into the res pool, this looks. I don't want to say it's over. But how does your Mumked get through from here?
So slowly but surely. I mean, it's got to be it's DQ Alex and OG Alex and just like sticking with it, right? And I get that clean the hand space and get the heal while you got it.
Yeah, it's going to be a grind, that's for sure. I mean, Alex is still a great equalizer in this matchup because he can always just take your opponent straight down to 15. And he's got another breath in hand. One of the, I assume, 2 in the deck. So that's an 8 burst. If you can keep your opponent low enough after you Alex, you could still get there.
And no Psycho Pomp yet, which I imagine what we're waiting for those Grave Runes for, just to make a whole bunch more Cartoots.
I mean, he can do it regardless right now if he wants to just drop that Grave Rune on it.
It's true. Yeah. Or drop those
well, hear me
Grave
out.
Runes on it.
Archmage plus Grave Rune equals lots of
it can go on anything though, right? So it could
can.
also go on the 5/5.
What is illusion's
But is it
will?
worth the possibility?
I think it's the right play for me because that sounds like way more fun. I mean, the odds
have the
are
puzzle
that it
box.
goes on. So either it goes on a 1/1 and you don't care, or it goes on your Cartoot, which is awesome, or it goes on your Archmage, which is awesome. These are all good outcomes.
He's just going to opt to straight up Xerix. Well, we're going to see a heal on the 3-1.
And that's a bunch of kind of junk to come out of your
Did he not attack
the
with
res
the 3-1?
pool, right?
I don't think he attacked face with the Cartoot.
He did not. Nope.
Little misdamage there. And I mean, ultimately, the way this game is probably going to end is in a bang with Yellowdart connecting with a whole lot of damage over 1 or 2 turns. So I don't know if the 3 damage will necessarily make a difference, but you still don't like to miss whenever you can avoid it.
And if I'm your mumked, I want this board dead because this res pool's. I mean, getting those 2 birds and the Psychopomp and the res
Definitely.
pool. I mean, they still are vastly outnumbered by like the 40 Cartoots that have died. But man, that's I see that dead. Those are just junk.
It is going to make now your Mumked's got the 2 albatrosses in there. It's going to deactivate the Zephyr. I mean, it's not deactivating Zephyrs and Dragon Queen; they were already deactivated. But it's going to make them even tougher to get online at this point because now he has to draw whatever duplicate is still in the deck, plus the albatross.
I don't think you want to kill that first. Okay, good. Yeah.
And it's another albatross.
And you know, is that I don't know if we're going long, if that's going to help Yellowdart or not. I know that the Dragon Queen and Zephyrus are win conditions, but this game going a little bit longer and staying out of fatigue a couple turns more is not a bad thing for your Mumked.
No, I don't think it's a terrible thing. And
going along.
Yeah, it's not a terrible thing for your Mumked. However, it as we saw in the last series, it's still a 4/3. It represents damage coming in over and over again that you got to get rid of eventually. Lord Godfrey is one way to get rid of well, everything that's on board right now. But you probably want to wait for a higher value spot if I had to guess.
Probably.
Is now the time for Alex.
I like it. What else are you planning on doing, right? And then you got to put them in a tough spot of trying to clear it as well. Which
it's kind of an all-in moment.
Galakron would be the option.
Like when you've chosen to play that Alex here, you're saying like this is where I make my stand. But I don't know if he really has another point where it's going to be profitable to do so.
And do you think it'll stick around to actually hit home? Because if it doesn't, then all you're doing is he's going to heal back up to 30 not so long. So
well, I think the clearing of the 3-1 is a favorable trade there for the team. I think that's the right play. So that enables it a better chance to hit home. But we just saw that he drew the convincing infiltrator and also has Cartoot in hand. So odds are pretty low that this was ever going to get through. Yeah,
also, this is the perfect Galakron turn, though. I'm a little surprised. You clear off an 8/8, and you get to start making value.
At the same time, you can Grave Rune, which is fantastic in itself. And, well...
Okay, let's do this thing.
That seems
Party.
like the time. I mean, you can Galakron, plus you can go ahead and use a Nether Breath and then you're through to get that 8/8 to hit, and that negates.
Are
out.
you? No, because there's
No,
two
no, no,
more
no,
of them
no, no,
coming
no,
down, right?
Grave Rune's a thing. Grave Rune's a thing.
Yep.
I apologize. You can full clear with Lord Godfrey, but that also then heals Yellowdart up to a billion. I'm
You
not a
present a
mathematician,
board.
but a billion's a lot.
You present a board that like the big clear might be the silencing and clearing, which I think you're okay with from this point. So I don't mind just dropping Galakron and seeing what's in the box.
Man,
Demons,
I
but
think you order things from Amazon just so you can yell what's in the box when it comes to your door.
my all-time favorite movie, just because of the end. I'll watch that scene. What's in the box? It's just, I love it. It's so good. Ah. What did we get? Well, we got some junk.
Yeah, not a lot of power there.
Oof. That Fellwing, that cost more than 0. It cost 0, but it cost more.
I think this is now Holy Nova. Did that come out of a random effect, or is he just running Holy Nova?
Running Holy Nova, I mean, it makes sense now. It's a good card now, I think. 4 mana.
I mean, no face damage, so, you know.
No, but like, what? I mean, do you care about 2 face damage?
I do. Because I like face damage.
Look how good this is with Archmage, though. Holy smokes. Yeah. This is not great. So, do you hear your hero power kill the 3/3, the first one through A4, and Godfrey's a clear?
What about?
Is that right?
I mean, you certainly can.
You don't even need hero power because you got the one left. Yep. Right, because the Archmage is gonna 2, and then it's gonna kill the All right.
Our tombs.
That was awesome. And now we have 6 birds in the deck.
It's a lot of birds.
It's a lot of birds. Bird is the word.
I am beyond imagination. Succumb to madness.
So the Galakron comes down and takes away one of the 4 damage minions, but leaves up the Albatross.
Which Yellowdart, with the hero power online, really not super concerned about the birds getting in the deck. Because the infinite value now comes from the hero power and less from stuff being drawn. So, definitely a different situation than your mom kid who needs to clear out the deck to get to the win condition. So, 5 left. Tempoing out the Alex. Yeah, you're not getting through this anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, that was always, once the Albatrosses started hitting the deck, that was always going to be an 8/8 for 9.
Yep.
And I guess if you're Mumked, at least Yellowdart is kind of running out of hands, cards in his hand. But that's a good draw, or a good hero power, I should say, to get the Water Bear, Convincing Infiltrator. Probably an easy decision here. Mass Hysteria is not even close to a clear. He's in a Water Bear instead. Just get the heal.
Sure.
Hey, that Mortal Coil lines up pretty good on that Albatross.
You're in good shape now.
I lied. It's actually much better on the Water Bear.
I mean, yeah. But you got 2. Oh, there's only the 1, right? Okay, yeah.
Kronks is that's a pickup. That's not bad here.
I mean, I think it's just an 8/8 with taunt, right?
I mean, maybe you imp and then you Galakron +2/+2 everything and say, hope you got Mass Hysteria, and Yellowdart says, cool. Which one would you like me to play?
Yeah, I think I would like just to go big, but then that would also go poorly because we have Double Infiltrator in hand.
Good
Ooh, that's a
recognition, though, to
card.
hold the Kronks now, and he can use it next turn to guarantee it hits, rather than using it, watching the Mass Hysteria come out. But nope, there's the Infiltrator, so scratch that. Dead Ringer off the hero power. Albatross power draw.
Nice, and still at 6 albatrosses.
Six out of 9, a nice amount of albatrosses for the deck.
Nice amount of albatrosses left in the deck, yeah. And what's really, I think, especially good is this deck not only, so he's drawing albatrosses, but then also creating 2 per turn. So, it's a real interesting spot for sure.
And plays out the maximum amount of stuff he could to make sure that the Convincing Infiltrator hits something low value and not that 8/6, which I think is, as urmumked has recognized here, kind of integral to the game plan at this point. And now he's sitting here thinking, is my Zephyrus just a 3/2? Or should I wish that I can somehow get through all the albatrosses? And he opts to hold on to it. I think that's right. I don't think playing out the Zephyrus here is ever a winning move.
Yeah, it's I think urmumked really needed to get this is a slow march here to a priest victory.
I think the
We've
main
been there
reason
for a while.
I think the main reason he's thinking that was that it represented lethal on board with the Kronks if there was no taunt or heal or anything in the way, which, as we see, Yellowdart had. So no issue there for Yellowdart.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any way to make Nether Breath active again, so it's just 2 damage now. All the dragons have been drawn.
This is where Kronks comes down.
Yeah, and we're gonna make a big board.
2 3/3s hitting in, and you hope it doesn't hit the 10/8 or the leftover 3/3. Oh no!
Oh, so the light go out and
That's
Dragon Queen
brutal.
Alexstrasza's eyes.
He would have put 16 home.
Yeah.
And been able to get another 4 from hand with Nether Breath. That would have been really scary, but the whole game plan hinged on that 1 minion living, and he lost the 1/7. I mean, obviously you don't want the 3/3 to die that can attack either, but I think you'd prefer it to the 10 damage minion, and that's just unfortunate for urmumked.
And that is most definitely the game. So I think we'll probably see a clear here, and then... Okay. I might have gone with the Plague, just because I think that's the safe.
Yeah, I think so.
But...
he gets what he wants anyway. It's a full clear.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a bonkers weird card. I never know what's going to happen, so I would have just wanted to play it safe. But
and hey, that's another Convincing Infiltrator off the...
there you go. And there's another bird.
Yellowdart has been getting minions off of the Convincing Infiltrator that he would just hard run in this deck. When I played, I get like Madame Lazul. Actually, when it's played against me, go peep C-Mac getting double Murazond against me in one game, and I was just like, for real? That don't happen. But you know, not taking anything away from him. That was you know.
All right, thank you, urmumked. I was about to ask how long must this go on? How long? And,
well, that long.
Yep. That's
so
good.
A 1-0 lead for Yellowdart, and mercifully, we do not have to watch the Priest get played again.
And Priest out of the way early, which, you know, thankful for the small things. Like I said, I love playing it. Playing against it and watching it being played is less exciting, but playing it is actually very fun because it's super trolly.
Understood.
And that's just kind of fun.
I think a lot of people probably feel pretty similar to you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's Druid and Rogue left for Yellowdart, and we're going to see here what he picks. He picks Rogue, and we're going to see Paladin. I have a feeling this is a quick game. It's going one way or the other quick.
I'm just catching up on chat here. Did you drop link to the song into the chat there?
I sure did.
I can appreciate that. And not a great matchup for urmumked, because sap is a thing. And when you try to make big big giant mechs that get sat back into your hand, you feel bad.
And Crystology, not a bad one-turn play. You want to see galvanizers. He sees none, but he's got a galvanizer in hand.
One
And
in
I think
hand.
with the amount of mechs he's got in hand, this is going to get rolling very quickly.
Just gonna go wide.
If he wants
Ooh,
to.
how greedy do you want to get? That's the question you ask now.
I think you do, because then you can coin the galvanizer. And
I'm with you all day.
Oh my goodness. Oh, this is disgusting. This is just a heinous act right here. It's gonna make a big balloon.
Converting stored
Nope, he's gonna make a big galvanizer. I would have liked to see that on the balloon.
I think I would have liked to go real wide there. Or if you're gonna do anything, make a big balloon. But yeah,
I think balloon was a better option just because of this right here, the Seal Fate.
Yep.
And I think maybe he was saying like, oh cool, if you want to sap my biggest mech, you're sapping my galvanizer. But it just doesn't seem like that was optimal play on that one.
No, yeah, for sure. But now you get Skyclaw, Micro Mowing Down, or Shot, your player's choice, or Hot Air Balloon again if you want.
I definitely like the Micro Mummy here
me
to
too.
To get that process rolling as well. Clears the Sky Batir. Make sure the Skyclaw at least lives as far as he can tell from what's on board, which is nothing now and just a dagger.
I think we see the Skyclaw go away here.
Yeah, you have to.
Start chipping away at this stuff. Yeah.
It feels bad to use that Titanic Lackey like that, but it's the right call because that Skyclaw could not be allowed to take a Blessing of Kings, which it would have taken on the next turn and just lived forever. However, True Silver Champion will clear off the 3/3 pretty handily and still leave every minion on board as your Bucket continues to push the issue to Yellowdart's face.
I will act as your scale dragon.
Galakrond comes down.
I imagine that Glowtron and a Blessing of Kings are going to go on things here.
Well, Blessing of Kings, nice onto the Micro Mummy because you can go ahead and clear that off, leave it alive. And,
I think you use Face in a 1/1, won't you? I think you use Face in a 1/1.
You sure can, if you prefer to do that.
This it's kind of so you have 3 minions here, so you're kind of little sap proof, and you're also clearing off one of the tokens, so it can't be flicked.
Yeah,
I kind of like the way that this board has been spread out. So I think that's a really, really good job by your Urmumked playing. I think it's kind of an unfavorable, to be honest, because of how Rogue can line up against this deck sometimes. And going super wide real early like that was really double Crystology in the first 2 turns is very good. With the Galvanizer.
Yeah, there's rarely a time where you're upset that those are in your first two turns being played. But you're right. It's definitely best here to use your face. Your life is totally fine in this matchup. And hey, it's another True Silver
right off the top.
Which would have been lethal if the Lackey did not pump the Galakrond up, shield the Galakrond up to 4/7, because he could have just gone ahead and poured 11 directly in. But instead, he's only going to get 9. Yet Yellowdart is still going to be looking at everything on board, and no real way to evade it this turn.
Not
Sap doth not be enough.
Certain how Yellowdart gets out of this one.
From nothing, power.
Not with any of those cards. Cheap Shot can take up to 3 minions out, which is still far too few. Fan and Knives can take 1 thing out. 2 if he goes ahead and trades in take the Shotbot out, which is not nearly enough either. I guess
and you need a taunt as well, right?
Evil Miscreant, see what you get. I don't think there's anything out there.
Nope. Pick them up. Game 3.
Yeah, it's probably a scoop right there. Witchy Lackey, play it out. Oh! Exciting.
Still doesn't do it.
Exciting, but not.
It was exciting for a moment there. All right, we see. So for. Yep. No, we're still through. Right, 4 in the face. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, just the weapon was enough.
Yep.
And we're knotted back up at 1-1 as Mech Paladin. Just it does that a lot. If you don't win in the first 8 or 9 turns, a lot of time you lose. But you can also win very spectacularly that way.
And that was quite spectacular, quite enjoyable. Those are always ones that feel real bad when you're playing against. It's like, well, what am I supposed to do with this?
Oh yeah, I mean, as a rogue, you just look at those first few turns and you just kind of say, "Congrats on your draw." There's no way I'm going to be able to handle that, and you just move on.
More often than not, though, I think the rogue does kind of get there with that one because you don't always explode like that. That was bonkers. Absolutely bonkers.
Watch.
And the double fairy dragon against the rogue, that feels good. Throwing one back. What do I know? Nothing. And that was quick, too. Not even thinking about holding on to the double fairy dragon. Looking for a 1-drop, I'm assuming. Got it.
Yeah, he gets what he's looking for in the Dwarven Sharpshooter. I think the only other thing you were looking for is a Face Stalker, which he just picked up. And I will admit, I've been playing quite a bit of this Dragon Hunter on ladder the last few days, and it's been feeling very good against everything, really.
I've been playing a lot of Pure Paladin on ladder because it feels good against Dragon Hunter.
Well, I tell you how many times I've seen Pure Paladin is 0. So thankfully for me, it has not been a matchup I've experienced with it.
Head back to the rank 5 floor. It's a pretty good time.
I'm slumming it in the high thousands, legend low 2000s. So, you know, people still get a little frisky there as well. Turn 2 play there for Yellowdart is Feral Cat into the Murmy.
Kind of like the Battle Mage Fairy Dragon here.
Fairy Dragon's totally fine, great in this matchup because it's very hard to get it off the board. He's going to hold that Phase Stalker for what I presume is a Phase Stalker turn plus hero power next turn.
We're about to get a big clear, though.
Yeah, that SI7 agent is great. A great answer for the Fairy Dragon. One of the few, other than the Devoted Maniac, which we also see in hand. And of course, because Yellowdart is
drew one of the
he got
traps.
a Restless Mummy. Yeah, you don't want to see that. I know the version I've been running has 2 freezing and 1 snake, so it's very possible that he's running the same.
Okay.
I don't know. You know, this is.
I know it was. I haven't been playing it. I haven't played much the Dragon Hunter at all. I knew it was running just 2 traps for a while.
Well, it doesn't have Leroy anymore, so you have all that space in your deck.
But the Restless Mummy, just always the most obnoxious card to see come down from a rogue, because that card is really good against rogue.
And he top decks
as a rogue.
Isn't top deck. He takes the Stormhammer off of tracking, and now he has a way to clear that SI7, which is good. And with the Feywing in hand, a way to keep that active and not lose durability. But Yellowdart, a lot of resources in hand, and I kind of like the way this game is going for him so far. Life Drinker, not a card I've been running in the deck, but I can definitely see the utility of it.
Well, might be where you find room for that 3rd trap.
Very true. Here comes the Restless Mummy. Another, or maybe not. Another great answer. Okay, Draconic Lackey first, then Restless Mummy most likely. Hi, Dragon Queen Alexstrasza. We see you every time the Draconic Lackey is
literally
played.
Every time. Is that 6 now?
6 minimum, yeah.
Yeah, so we saw, and we've seen it played once as a tempo Alexstrasza.
Well, this is not a Highlander Galakron. It's just a regular Galakron, so he opts to take
very good point. Yep.
The Twin
And I like sapping or grabbing the Shadow Step and the Restless Mummy back up, but
now
Yellowdart holding on to it for.
Well, the tough decision here for your Mumked is that he has no dragon to play, so there's no way for him to play, for him to keep the Stormhammer alive if he opts to swing with it, which he does not. He's going to hold on to it, which is definitely a signal to Yellowdart that there's no option in hand for your Mumked to keep it alive.
So that was the second freezing trap, so you're right, the 2 freezing traps, so probably see a snake as well.
And, we'll find out if Yellowdart knows what to play around here, because he probably would like to get that Draconic Lackey back into hand and generate another.
Yep.
Yeah, why not? And I tell you what, you look at this matchup here. Yellowdart's at 27 health against a very aggressive deck going into turn 7. That's a win. Like,
yes.
I mean, I'm not saying that's a win in the game, but like spiritually, that feels like you are ahead in this matchup because you've got all the resources. Your opponent does not, and there's really not a whole lot of like hard draw other than the 2 big old whelps that your Mumked's gonna have. We've already seen he's lost a Fairy Dragon and a Rottnest Drake to the tracking. So Yellowdart doesn't know that, but that's 2 very important cards in this matchup that are just gone for your Mumked at this point. But he picks up a second Rottnest Drake, so I think it's tempo play. Yeah,
yep.
There it is.
Gotta start pushing face. And you know that is a dead Rottnest Drake too. Like that's just gonna die to the card that was just brought back into hand.
Right. It does give him the advantage of, a free swing with the Stormhammer. We're going to see what Black Wizards first, which is another Skyvateer.
Playing the faces first to see if you get the Dire Wolf. I like it. I've yet to see the Dire Wolf. I've seen Doomsayer a couple times. Someday, I'm waiting for the time for someone to play it on the wrong side and then get punished. It would be a good day. But yet to actually see it happen.
And I like the snip snap play. Put as much on board as possible. That way you never let your Mumked get any sort of solid footing. Scale Rider not active. No dragon in hand. And as we said, a lot of dragons gone. Maybe a second Feywing out there. The 2 Primordial Drakes and Poisonous Drakes are, I'm sure, still in the deck, but right now, it's looking pretty tough. Tough sledding.
This is where it always feels bad playing like a tempo aggro deck like this, and you're just like waiting for your top decks, and you know you've lost, and you still gotta play it out.
And Yellowdart plays out the tempo Kronks.
I
mean, he has Galakrond in hand
Galakrond
already.
right there. Rip.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
He just didn't know he was in his hand.
Well, he's going to go ahead and smooth taunt it up just like he meant to from the start.
Well, the oops helped out there a little bit, though, too. So, I was being a
little sarcastic.
I know. Yeah, that's,
That being said, a 6/8 taunt you could do a lot worse on your turn than that. But yeah, he's one invoke shy of a Galakrond with a weapon. But even then, it's still just a 5 heal in hand for 7, which could just be enough to get him over the hump anyway.
Just gonna play out the rest of the hand.
Yep, there's the hand dump.
Probably see the Lackey come back.
Double Eviscerate in hand now as well.
I mean, there is always a chance to go ahead and get Kronks back if you want it that bad.
I think that he's more than happy to leave it on board as a 6/8 taunt.
Well fought.
Yeah.
That's a concede, unfortunately, for your Mumked. It seems like he's living on top of his deck anyway at that point.
Yeah.
And we see Yellowdart take a 2-1 lead now with Druid remaining. So Druid into that Hunter is very bad. So I would expect to see that Hunter again. Even if it's a token. Token Druid is I think the best into it, but it's still not great. It's like at best a flippy kind of match. Yeah, this if it's like a quest hunter, this
must protect
or a quest,
the
yeah, if it's a quester, this hunter
Let
just
the
rolls.
hunt begin.
Yeah.
Very
I'm gonna
quickly.
go put my kid to bed real quick, and then I'll be right back down.
I will
Drive for a second.
solo this thing.
Thank you very much.
Not a problem. Thanks thanks to everybody, by the way, who has been here tonight. And you know, last week and a half in general, we've had a lot of matches on stream, a lot of finals and other playoff matches. It's great to see a lot of people in chat and a lot of people really enjoying the content that we've been able to produce for you guys. So thank you for being here. If you have a chance to consider subscribing, please do so. You can always follow us and get a free subscription with Twitch Prime each month. So it's much appreciated if that is something that you are willing to do for us. But back to this game, we saw a turn 1 play from Yellowdart, which is the very obvious quest. And we're going to see former Sharpshooter come down as urmumked tries to establish a quick board, which he has the hand for sure this game. Corrosive Breath's a big pickup, extra damage, extra burn. And Fairy Dragon, a fine decision. Urmumked really hoping to see one of those free Fey Wings for next turn. Yellowdart just puts a little something on board, which I would expect to die here to either a Scale Rider or a Coin Phase Stalker. I think Coin Phase Stalker is what I like to see here as you start to thin that deck down. Effectively, all that Eagle does here for Yellowdart is absorb 2 damage, which could be enough. But no coin in this matchup here for Yellowdart, so he's going to be a turn late from where he'd like to be to complete the quest. Wrath Phase Stalker, but hey, it's Phase Stalker version 2.0. We'll see if there's another trap in the deck that Urmumked would like to pull out. He'd rather just go ahead and put down a 5/4 that can't be targeted. Innervate about 4 turns too late for Yellowdart. I like potentially drawing here and getting, next turn you're setting up for a Hidden Oasis plus a Nubisath Defender. Oh, he's going to use a Footing Eagle instead, that's fine. Now the question is, if he attacks, he doesn't know whether or not there is an explosive trap in the deck, which would instantly kill this Eagle, making it a bit of an ordering kind of, not mistake necessarily. I guess you would call it a mistake, because you'd probably rather test that trap before you commit to having the minion die. And the quest is complete for Yellowdart. And I kind of like keeping it simple here. A Scale Rider to clear the 3/2. And a Phase Stalker, just put a body on board and keep pushing. He's going to take the extra damage with the Corrosive Breath instead. That's fine, I suppose. And Yellowdart has really no choice here but to heal up and hope that he can survive before he can go ahead and Starfall next turn. A lot of taunts in the way now. Harder to remove for Urmumked. The Corrosive Breath would have been advantageous this turn to help clear that 6/6 with minimal minion investment. Instead, he's going to have to invest a little harder to go ahead and clear it.
I wonder. I wonder.
Really considering here his options. Phase Stalker, not sure what else is in the deck. I mean, if we know a Freezing Trap is in the deck, a second one, but he can't pull another one out with the hero power this turn.
I moves quickly. I wonder.
He will invest to clear the board and get some damage through, but for Yellowdart, the Taunt's did its job and allowed only 3 through, and now he's got to clear if he wants it with the Starfall. But Steel Beetle is a 5 heal, and he can still swipe away most of the board. I do like this play. Keep that Starfall in your back pocket. A good answer for a Rottnest Drake. Primordial Explorer number 2 is drawn now. It definitely feels like Yellowdart, who's low on resources right now, might have gotten around the corner here in this matchup. A very tough matchup here for the Druid. Options abound. Twin Tyrant, Rottnest Drake seems like the best pick, and it is the choice. Fairy Dragon plus Phase Stalker as your Mumked opts to go wide. And he clears the Beetle. Back-to-back Innervate draws now for Yellowdart is just straight air. Not what you're looking to see. It's just saying that he might have turned the corner, but both of those draws do not help him in any way. He was literally anything else in deck. Nourishes, Oasis Surgers would have been great, and just not Innervates. I guess if you're Yellowdart, you're sitting here thinking, well, I'd like to use the Starfall on something like a Rottnest Drake, which we do see in hand now, of course, but unfortunately, he doesn't have a minion of his own, so the Rottnest Drake isn't going to get a whole lot of value in killing anything that Yellowdart would potentially play here over the next turn or two.
Waits for no one.
He's going to opt to swipe. That clears one minion, and not the poisonous, and tracking for your Mumked. He'll track
Looks like
first. Hey, Dano is back. Oh.
Yeah, looks like your Rumkid's in a pretty good spot here.
Yeah, we just witnessed back-to-back Innervate draws from Yellowdart, which was pretty much the worst thing he could have seen. He started to dig back into this game, and I thought he had turned the corner, but then he just jammed the card in reverse, and all of a sudden your Mumked is right back on the face train.
Yeah, and with a couple of, Cobalt Spellkin, it could be worse.
I have another update for you guys, because I know that you're just clamoring for more playoff updates. We know that FPL is entering the Pro Finals next week, as they have already defeated the Unknown. But Coles just got a win for A.E.O.N, 3-2, to make that series go to Game 5.
Nice, very nice.
So for those who watched earlier and saw Markshire win 3-1, with the Coles win of 3-2, now brings the score to 11-11 with Typhoon versus Nerdstrom, the final match. Very, very exciting. And Yellowdart not mad there about the Freezing Trap Oasis Surger, because he can still clear this Rottnest Drake and now play another Oasis Surger.
Yeah.
But he will be mad to find out that it's just over, because Hero Power Dragonbane is a lot of damage, 17 specifically.
Yeah.
And
that'll do it.
Falls as the series gets knotted back up to 2-2.
All right. I appreciate the two of them kind of working so I could make sure I could pass the last match here, or the last game. That's kind of them.
You know, they're nothing if not nice guys. So we do appreciate that. We know we're going to see this Warlock again versus the Druid.
Warlock versus... what are we seeing?
It'll be that Galakron Warlock versus Quest Druid.
Okay, yeah. Ooh. How does that even line up? Do we know?
I bet the internet knows.
I bet he does too. That's exactly where I'm going. Patrick Farm remembers.
And here we go, game 5. Big matchup.
Your soul shall be mine.
Yellowdart with a pretty favorable start. He's got Crystal Merchant in hand and Wrath and Nourish. Oh, Nourish on the
That
mulligan is
Nourish
very
so
good.
big. And on the coin with that, gonna get that quest done super quick.
Yeah, this is exactly what you want to see if you're Yellowdart. You've got an opponent whose deck can go somewhat fast. You know, he can go ahead and get a few minions out pretty quickly. So you want to have those Wraths to counter that if you can. And Crystal Merchant to keep the draw going with Nourish ultimately at the top end. I really do like where Yellowdart is headed in this 5th game.
Slightly favored towards the no hand luck, but like just pretty slight. So
Yeah, and I would say that opening hand for Yellowdart evens that up. But we're going to see Zephyrus into Wild Growth. No, we're going to see Zephyrus into Zephyrus because it's
I
not
like
active.
it.
We're just going to see Tempo Zephyrus. That's fine, I suppose. And, you know, your Mumked realizes that he's got to be the aggressor in this matchup and get the damage in quick. Albatross comes down.
I think we'll probably see Albatross and Albatross if I had to guess.
Cultist is another possibility, but Crystal Merchant will get Yellowdart 1 draw, and I assume it dies next turn to the Albatross because you don't want to leave that up if you can avoid it.
No.
Albatross the second, Albatross Jr., if you will. It's no Carl's Jr., but it's an Albatross Jr.
Ooh, I thought that was a nice little plug for the Carl's Jr. Hearthstone partnership.
It sure is, yeah. A Carl's Jr. is not near me, so go grab a cup, and you know, when you buy it, I want you to say this is for Donde. Tell the cashier he'll have no idea, or she will have no idea what you're talking about. I assume you won't be telling anyone too much to their face. You'll probably be in the drive-thru because you know you're not allowed to go into places now.
Nope. I had to go to Best Buy today to pick up a tripod for a cell phone so my wife could do some videos as a webcam because are good enough. And you don't go to Best Buy anymore. You order online and you drive up and then they and deliver you your electronics.
Very true.
We live in a crazy world.
It's a crazy time right now. And the imp virus is spreading on your Mumked side. This is looking pretty strong right now. Yellowdart hoping he has an answer to it. Innervate plus Nourish, and then he'll probably Wrath one of these down, I would imagine. It will
and hope to drop a taunt as well. And no taunt, but that double swipe's gonna feel pretty good.
Yeah, double swipe, Oasis Surger. He's got the hidden Oasis too. So
still a chance? Nope.
He's got the utility. It's just a matter of can he navigate these next few turns appropriately to get out of the you know, the immediate danger he's in right now.
Ooh. Thinking about the Veiled Worshipper, and does it just die to... I don't think that's a great play because if they see Starfall just completely wrecks it.
It does, and right now it's not active.
Yep.
It also gets wrecked to Lodi plus swipe.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's one you hold on to. It's active next turn. You can play it after you play your Galakrond. Oh.
Nope,
nah.
He senses
play
that he can push now, and he's going to make Yellowdart have him. And as we know, Yellowdart does have it. Don't know if I like the Steel Beetle.
I think I like the Lodi swipe.
Well, here's another question. Well, there's nothing that charges in your Mumked's deck, so you don't care if your Lodi is stealth. I was thinking, do you want to charge it into a 1/1 just so that way you have it up? But I don't think that's necessary.
I think you charge it in because Plague of Flames is a thing. And I don't know, because the way that you die from this point, right, is the double 2-cost spells. I'm blanking on the name of them, but the ones that if you have a dragon in hand, deal 4 and then heal face. So
you're right. That is exactly how you die, and that's kind of, I guess, it doesn't really matter at that point if it's up or not. So we're gonna see a tap first and then a shield come down. And urmumked will look to try and reestablish here and try to finish this game off. But the bad news is it's got to be the taunt this turn, heal 12, and that might just put Yellowdart a little too far out of range. I mean, urmumked's got options in hand, but Yellowdart's late game, I think, is just in general stronger with what he's already got in hand.
Steel Beetle and then into Hidden Oasis is basically a Reno Jackson. Feels pretty good. Thinking it over.
Yep, got to consider all the options at this point.
Not sure, Malfurion. Not sure. There we go. Had to think about the order for a second.
Yep, got to make sure you play that Beetle while the Oasis, Hidden Oasis is still in hand, and get the value. Now he's back up to 25 health.
Yeah,
has
so I think
choices. Lego Flames is a clean clear. I don't mind that at all. Veiled Worshipper will get the draw now as the Invoke counter is at 2. We see a couple decent pickups. Kronk's in hand is good with Galakron already in hand. Still hoping if he can invoke twice over the next turn or two. But Sarah's going to drop some portals into the deck, and we're going to see Yellowdart hope RNGesus is kind, because that's about a little less than a third of the cards of his deck now are portals. There's 24 cards in the deck.
Yeah, I think you just play that, find out the 2 demons. I don't think you're... Well, yeah. The draw is not there. You can tap if you want first. No, you can't because your hand is full. Don't tap first.
So many
Talking to your mom kid. So... not a great spot.
No, there's nothing that really works cleanly here. You're going to have to invest multiple resources. I mean,
I think if you're going to tempo a dragon out, it's going to be vanilla. There we go.
Yeah,
I think
it'll be vanilla Alex for sure. Do you Shield of Galakron and possibly Mortal Coil one of your own dudes here?
I think you sack pack for sure to give yourself some hand space. Whether you Mortal Coil your own dude or not, not 100% certain. I think you do now.
I like the tap first. And I was thinking you Mortal Coil to try and find the other Invoke, so that way you can play it plus Galakron next turn. Because I would assume that you're looking for the other Dragon Bite like Cultist at this point. But we're going to see the second round of Dream Portals now enter the deck for Yellowdart, which now brings the total of 14 out of 30. So we're at about half of this deck is just straight up portals, and an Oasis Surger is pretty strong right here. Full clear. 17 damage on board is getting a little bit too much here for urmumked to want to handle. This looks like you start with the Crazed Netherwing. That Mortal Coil lines up real nicely here. He's going to get 2 draws. There's a Snip Snap. So that handles the board quite nicely. There's the Devoted Maniac. The problem is he has to do this over 2 turns now to play the Maniac and then be able to play Galakron the turn after that. We're going to see Dream Portal number 1. It's a Rottenness Grid that's pretty strong. Dream Portal number 2.
Looks like I'm here.
Amber Watcher for 6. Those are decent statted minions. You're not mad about that.
Yeah, those are just big enough to be a pain in the neck. And then I think we see a bees here to finish it up.
Yes, that is exactly the way we go, and I like it. The problem here now is that you don't have a lot of bullet space, and you've got a ton of portals in deck, so you don't want to burn portals if you can avoid it. And we just see that Nether Breath was the final draw to get Dragon Queen online. But I would imagine here we're looking at Devoted Maniac, and we're going to try to get as much on board as possible to Plague, if we can. Plague, or maybe Dark Skies right out of the gate might be the best
So
start.
many possibilities.
Like a Dark Skies into Devoted Maniac plus Plague.
Yeah. What do we? You also could play the Nether Breath to clear off. So let's see. That's 5, 6, 12. So it's not going to be anywhere close to a full clear, though.
No, if you Dark Skies first, we're just going to see Dragon Queen Alexstrasza. So never mind the postulation. Whoa, Malagos.
Whoa. Okay.
Is it enough, though? Does it get him through this turn? I don't know if it does. He's staring down, what, 2, 6, 12, 16, 17, 18 damage right now. He knows both swipes are gone, so there's no way to directly do damage here. I do not believe there's any sort of charge dragon. But we're going to put Norse Dormu down and just put the screws to Yellowdart and say, make a decision fast. Green portal to start. Laxa Dread, that's interesting. And he conveniently has the draws just stop, which is perfect for the board size. So now decision has to be made quick. We're going to see Starfall. And the Nosdorm will kill here, so the Sands of Time will slow down, and Yellowdart can take his time with the rest of his turn. Pulls a powerful Albatross with the Ferocious Owl. And yeah, this now to me, this has to be.
So do you use Malagos and Dark Skies here? How does that work?
Does it give you? I don't know necessarily.
I have no idea how it works. I generally don't know.
I would think that you can go ahead. You can devote a Maniac and Dragon Blight plus Plague if you would like to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he would much rather use the Malagos with the Nether Breath, because quite honestly,
I would assume
that's
so as well.
fantastic.
Yep. That's a ton of damage.
The Plague of Flames away 3 of these, and then he can use, yes, then he can use the Malagos Nether Breath to finish it off. And this is very, very interesting.
Boy, do you really want to...
What looked like it was over just a few minutes ago is very much alive for your Mumked. I like that turn a lot.
That was spicy.
Very good turn. He can even sack pact one of these 1/1s next turn and then play Galakron, get 4 on board. And boy, this is not a great feeling for Yellowdart. He doesn't have a lot of stuff in his hand that can really deal with
not
this.
Draw a dragon.
We're gonna see bees, so that will take at least 4 damage off the board. And I mean, Crystal Merchant, I guess you might as well take the draw. Nether Breath draw.
Well, I don't think you want to, right? You're of a full board. Oh.
Nether Breath draw. Oh my goodness. That's it. Nether Breath plus 5 damage from the claw. That's 14. 18, 19, 20. No, it's still 5 short. But
oh, I mean, I think you still do it.
Yeah, it's still a heck of a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's still the play because you have Kronks in hand, and Kronks does.
And what demons will it draw? Anything that boosts damage. The taunt guys boost damage for your demons. None of that. But he did get a taunt of his own.
Yep. He's into all this face. And it does. So it's 6 damage to a minion for each round. I mean, he could just full clear his own board, I guess, if he wanted to. But
I mean, your Mumked went from dead in the water to in total control. Yellowdart does pick up Hidden Oasis. Does he attack and then use the Cenarius here to try and clear off as much as possible while protecting himself?
I would imagine so.
There's no more damage that comes over the top. We've seen one praise. No, it doesn't matter. No, Kronk's Dragonhoof is in hand. He's got to heal. He's got to heal. Of course, he can't know that, but also, yeah, it's Dark Skies deals 6 damage to a random minion right now, so it doesn't increase the individual 1 damage. Like, it's not like, hey, go ahead and deal like 13 damage. It deals 1+5 damage to each minion.
What it can do though is clear through this pretty easily though.
But it could also kill his own minions too, because it's a random.
Yeah, but he'll I don't.
And
Oh
Nosferatu's
no!
back.
Oh, this is terrible.
This game is bonkers.
This is the game because this locks your mum kid out of the game.
He can Kronk, deal 5 to everything, clear off the Nosdorm.
His return is nigh.
He has to, because otherwise this locks him. Otherwise, as he draws more dragons, it will lock him out of the game.
And there, the Nosdorm
Oh, didn't
sits.
draw a dragon.
Didn't draw a
Okay,
dragon,
good news.
But I don't know if that matters. A full hand dump for Yellowdart in a last-ditch effort here. Cenarius comes down. And
What
boy,
a
this is nuts. Do you Dark Skies? Do you hope? I don't think you can.
You have to. I think you have to clear as much as you can, and then you have to dark skies.
And he's in Dark Skies twice. He does clear off the Nosdormu.
But what is left in his? I mean, is the answer here?
We've seen
Zephyrus?
Dragon Queen Alexstrasza.
It's Zephyrus, right?
He played Zephyrus on turn 2. Tempoed it
Oh,
out.
that's right, he did. He seemed so smart at the time.
I mean, I still don't think it was a terrible decision. It just, you know, he was hoping to end the game before it got to this stage of the game, where dream portals are very this has been insane swings back and forth, and this is as well. He doesn't want to use it now, but
No, definitely not.
But even if your mum kid can clear, oh my god,
Is that a
he can
clear?
with the Lord Godfrey.
That's a full clear.
It's not a full clear. It clears a bunch of 3/2s.
Oh, it
And-
didn't get all the way through. I thought
No.
it had the 4, but it didn't.
No, there was no.
thought
No,
it
when
did.
it didn't hit self, unfortunately. I think he might have been better off dark skying to start.
Yeah,
with.
I think Dark Skies then Lord Godfrey was the
Yeah,
play.
and hoping that the damage worked out. Ooh. And now 15 can hit home. There's an Nixie. That's a big dragon. Malcolm,
What
that was
a
big.
bonkers game.
Wow.
And now we're just drawing dragons.
Well, he's
Doesn't even matter if they're good or not at this point.
No.
It's just,
It is not yet your time.
wow. That bird was right on time.
yeah, exactly at the right time. There's 7 cards left in the deck,
That is bonkers.
and I like this.
And-
Just go ahead and clear. Ziliax will help. He can sacrificial pact the amalgam as well. I would have liked to see that first.
Oh, you know what? Wonder if even notices or remembers.
I don't think he does, because he's targeting the amalgam right now. Okay.
You know, it's one of those things where if you were not in the heat of the game, you would have maybe, you know. Oh boy, Nosdormu.
What is happening?
And
That
then,
is,
and then again with the perfect card draw.
that is the third Nosdormu. I said Nosdormu like my hero team. Shout out to Nosdormu, by the way.
Oh,
Time is burning out.
He's gonna have to use it.
you play it and then you hero power and
And I guess just pray that
Yep.
his turn takes too long. Pray that Nosdormu goes ahead and takes away Yellowdart's turn here.
Time waits for no one.
It doesn't.
I
look
think the only
like-
person who's gonna lose his turn is your mum kid's gonna lose his turn here because of the. and
it's
this
not
one-
going to matter. 20 damage gets
Nope.
to hit directly from the Nosdormu, the Onyxia, and the 4/6 Nozari, and that's
Wow.
What a swingy game! What a game! That was
4
that was
damage
an
there would have done it.
insane finish.
That was bonkers game 5. Holy smokes.
That was wow. I don't even
I
know.
am happy I was here for it.
And Druid
Just
gets
fake.
through. Yellowdart and Tad Legend take the lead. That's a now
Nice
12-11
job.
lead. So yeah, it all comes down to tomorrow now. Man, Well,
That was fun.
let's get Yellowdart in here for an interview because, man, I got to hear what he thinks.
Holy smokes. Wow, that was
Yellowdart
just
is
a
on
ton of
his
fun.
way.
And really just not really sure how that one was going to end, because it looked for a moment there like back and forth. That was just too much fun. I mean,
Yeah,
if those cards have been drawn in a different order, and if you burn someone's dragon, holy smokes, that could have gone a completely different way. Fun game.
Yeah, that was wild. I mean, if like I don't know if you ever look at stat charts for like football, baseball, basketball. Like, they have like the win projections where like the graph changes over the course of the game. I would imagine that went to like 90% in each person's favor multiple times. Like it just was like the chart was just going nuts. I would imagine if that was a thing in Hearthstone, which I would love to see someone create that.
It's what they it's that new deck tracker that the team that Kibler used to be on together.
Hey guys.
Hey, Yellowdart! Congratulations, first of all.
Thanks, man.
Wow, that last game, that was crazy.
That was nuts. Yeah, I honestly don't even know what happened. There was like 6 no-door moves, so you just click and drag and hope it lands where you wanted it to go.
I mean,
I don't know
how
much thinking there is there.
Yeah, that was like, I mean, we appreciated you saying, you know what, this stream has gone on for a while, so Nozdorm was going to naturally shorten it a little bit.
Yeah, try to speed it up, right? Yeah. Try to do everyone a favor.
We're boring people over here with these deep series.
Don't know who's going to win, but we'll go home soon.
Oh, no, we did not know who was going to win. We thought we knew who was going to win, then we thought we and then
that game flip-flopped a couple times. Yeah.
We declared a winner in that match multiple times, and it was always a different person. So, congratulations on it being you, of course, and that gets you guys up by a point. So now the match is what, Turd Herder versus Rage Doppel tomorrow. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that puts us up 2 with the win, right? So it was 8-8 coming into this, so we should be 12-10.
Yep.
So I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, Turd just got to win. So whatever we can do to get him prepped and ready for that and take it down, so we got to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's ready. I mean, he's been grinding hard. I mean, honestly, I don't know if everyone else has seen it, but that guy's probably one of the most improved players in all of THL this season, so I'm really looking forward to it.
We've definitely seen quite a few improved 5 seeds in THL, and Turd is one of those for sure. And no doubt a credit to your captaining, as you're coming off a Hero Championship, trying to get a Legacy Championship, so you've been busy. Has it been hard to really maintain focus in both series when your team is doing so well in both series?
Yeah, I mean, it's a challenge for sure, but it's a challenge I think everyone would welcome. I mean, we're pretty fortunate to be in this position. So thankfully, I mean, the guys we have on both teams are fantastic. It's not like this is new territory for the Legacy team. I think this is our 3rd finals in the last 4 seasons. So, for us, anything less than a championship was going to be a disappointment anyway. So we just got one more to go get, and we got to figure out how to do it.
Well, you have about 16, 18 hours?
Yeah, something like that, right? So all in on that.
So luckily it's Saturday night. You don't have to sleep. You can just pull an all-nighter and cram as much as possible.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably what we need to do. I mean, I think, to be fair, though, I mean, Turd has been practicing all weekend knowing it was likely to come down to this. I mean, Fourth Inches is a great team. They got a ton of great players over there. All these series have been hard fought, so I wouldn't expect anything less than it coming down to the 5 seed showdown on Sunday afternoon. So that's what it's for.
Yeah, it's a shame that I personally, my team did not make it to the finals, but I'm glad that we're at least getting to witness what has been the 2 best teams this season, really going back and forth in a slugfest here. It's a heavyweight matchup for sure, and I would want nothing less than what you guys are doing here and make it come down to Game 5. So that's fantastic. Dano, any other questions for Yellowdart here? Anything in the games that you saw that you want to talk about?
I don't. My mind is just completely blank now after watching that last game. I have nothing to say. It was awesome. It was really well played by both players, I thought, and went back and forth. Congratulations on the win and the season. Just really, really great season. So,
yeah, thanks. And I gotta have one quick shout out to Isocles. He spent about 3 hours last night with me on that deck. and we practiced that exact matchup, and that's pretty much exactly what happened when we practiced it. So those reps really came in handy. I mean, I think everyone kind of knows me as a Leroy gamer, so to come out
Sure do.
with Quest Druid and to get a win in an important spot felt really good, and a lot of that comes with prep that he really helped me with last night. That was crucial.
I guess I do have one final question for you.
Sure.
What happened with Kronks?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. So Kronks, it's an interesting thing. Kronks costs 6 mana, but so does Togwaggle. And Togwaggle and Kronks, in my mind, they look just alike. So I had a Lackey down, and Togwaggle was just a snap play. So I just played it because it was Togwaggle, and then I put it down, and it wasn't Togwaggle.
It was Kronks.
Okay,
That was
so
just me excited. I was like, oh, yes, this is the play. And I put it down. I was like, wait. Where's my free spells?
I did not consider Togwaggle possible. We were just saying, like I said, like look at him, just going ahead and lacking it up.
No,
just
that was a
keeping the
total
man.
botch. Like, fortunately, I was ahead in that game, and I mean, I had the taunt Lackey to follow it, and then I had another big taunt behind it, so he was gonna have a tough spot through that. But yeah, I'm glad that didn't become more meaningful than it could have been. That could have been absolutely awful. I was really mad at myself when I did that.
Well, it worked out for you in the end, so everything is fine. You got the win, and you got the win in that game, I recall, as well, I believe. So
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I mean, I had a pretty good start on that one.
yeah, I say a 6-8 taunt was still tough to get through, so it ended up being
6-8
okay.
taunt. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's what.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you think
that's
Kronks
Against the
has
Hunter,
6-8
I mean,
taunt-
maybe against other stuff it's not as good, but against the Hunter, that's tough. And then I think I followed it
Yeah.
with like the 4-10 taunts. It was pretty good.
Yeah, you were doing all right there. So not a big deal in the end, but hey, you got the win. That's what matters. And
Yeah, no, but hey, that's good casting to ask that question. You should ask that question. Great job.
you know what? No one really shouts out the appreciation of the cast.
No,
so
you should. That's a question not everyone would ask. Some people would let that slide, but you asked it, and you should. And great job.
Thank you. You know, it means a lot to be recognized for asking a question.
That's right.
Really. the hard hitting. You know, I'm not lobbing softballs.
That's right. That's what we're here for. The hard hitting journalism of
We're
THL.
throwing 90-mile-an-hour heaters.
That's right. Bring them on.
So we will see your teammate Turd Herder at 5 p.m. tomorrow Eastern playing Rage Doppel. That will be on School Stone with Lotus and Based Ink. So I'm sure everyone in the
fantastic.
house will be here. It should be fun to watch. And of course,
Yeah.
we now have Typhoon versus Nerdstrom tomorrow night at 9 for the pro semis to see who gets to go to the finals to face FTL, either A.E.O.N or Tap Last. So should be a
Great.
fun day at Hearthstone.
For sure.
I'm excited.
Well, thank you, Yellowdart, for being here and playing on stream tonight. Good luck to you guys the rest
Absolutely.
of the day. And thank you as well, Dano, for being here on the cast and everybody out there watching. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having us on, and appreciate you guys taking the time to do this. You did
Oh,
great
without a
service
doubt.
for THL, and everybody appreciates it.
Oh,
So much fun.
not a problem. I just, I love doing it, and I love watching the games, so it's just a natural combination for me. And Dano as well, I think you feel the same way.
Yep.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys again. Have a great night. Good luck to everybody playing tomorrow. And please tune in 5 p.m. Like I said, 5 p.m. is the Legacy Finals. 9 p.m. will be the Pro Semifinals. And we will see you all in the Discord. Until then, I'm sure there'll be plenty of talk. So let's let it
Should be
flow
fun.
the next 20 hours or so. It should be good.
That's right. Yeah, it should be good. Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.
Have a good night, everybody.